Live. I'm alive. I'm Chillmonger. Now I'm Planet Fanatics. Now I'm Chillmonger. You see that? I'm a scroll. Shapeshift.
What is up, everybody? It's a new week. I looked back on this. We started the morning report turned afternoon report
Yeah.
in July. Yeah. Now, these last few weeks have been spotty on days, but that's just because personal life for Chill and I have interfered. Um, big time, big time, big time, big time. But nothing that's like, oh, the show has to stop. So, show goes on. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. Chill. I haven't talked to you since Thursday. Well, I've talked to you. I haven't seen you since Thursday.
It's been a hell of a lot of behind the scenes action over here. I like to keep my private life private, but goodness, there's been a lot. I might have a green screen set up pretty soon. That'll be like the way that the channel can move forward. Yeah.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, well, my whole 2 months will fly by. So once this look for me will be different as well. Moving again, and this time I know it's so crazy. I dread taking everything down in this room, but I gotta move. Gotta go back to Norman.
There's some silver lining though, because there may be some items that you may look at and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember I have this," and it might bring you joy, right? But if you would have just left it there, you probably wouldn't have seen it for a few months. Probably wouldn't have touched it, right? You go, "Oh, that's my thing." Like if I
Yeah.
move, yeah, if I rearrange comic books and I'm like, "Oh, this goes under L," and then I lift up an L comic book and I go, "Oh yeah, I remember when I bought this comic. That was cool, nice cover." Like it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I absolutely hate moving as far as like packing boxes and things like that, but because I feel like I did just do it. I just did it a year ago. In January, it'll be a year ago. But I'm already like boxes. Let's get them. Let's start. I want to have everything like rooms I'm not using. Let's just go ahead and pack stuff now because I'm ready to go. Ready to go. And it'll make this easier too. Just being Jesus, just being in Norman.
Antoine Films is in the building. What's up? Hey, thanks for being first. Now, Right Sound says, please fix my account on Planet Fanatics.
Man, I don't know how to fix that. To be honest with you, I would have to ask somebody because
It's got to be somewhere in settings.
I've watched several YouTube videos on it, and where it tells me to go, your name is not there.
Oh, you're unbanned. He just wants attention. He's like, oh, look. Oh, I'm Right Sound Studios. I want attention. Fix my account, please. Oh, it's been fixed. Your name's not even there. You've been unbanned. Or you're on like the longest timeout possible. Because he did use StreamYard when we were doing that. Not YouTube. Nary's 21. Yerp. Hey, what's up? Oh, family. Whew. That's a red flag when like a workplace says, we're more than just coworkers. We're a family. That's like, yo, because we know you're lying, right? We're clearly not family. You don't pay me like family. You don't give me like this. This is a relationship of here. Anyways, when any workplace that says family, yeah, is that Captain Marvel? My t-shirt? Yeah. My Captain Marvel t-shirt. You got a problem with that? I might have a problem with that still. I might be like, this might be the last time you see me wear this until T'Challa's recast, until Marvel steps up. Every Marvel t-shirt that I wear from now on will be the last time I wear it. Put it in the wash, the dryer. I'm going to bag it, and I'm going to say, look, it's reserved until Marvel steps things back up. But it's not business as usual. Is that a good policy? I don't hear you.
Are you saying you not wearing Marvel stuff?
Yeah. Like, what if I just like stop every time you see me wear a Marvel thing? It's retired.
Like, what do you ask? What are you asking me?
Don't worry, just forget it.
I was gonna say I don't understand the context.
Dragonfly Jones, new year, new look, new page. But it's not a new year. Like, what calendar are you going by? Big afternoon, woke
He's
up.
referring to your how you opened with the things that you're changing, the new green screen, all that kind of stuff.
Sure. What's up? Lauren says, seeing that people finally see how mediocre Taylor Swift's music is was not on my bingo card. There wasn't the same rollout for the Taylor Swift music album. Box office gross was low, but it's okay. You're just gonna shake it off.
I don't listen to Taylor Swift. Do I know songs by Taylor Swift? Of course. But I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I know that, what was the album before this one? I don't know, 1990, whatever that one was. That one was good. I don't even listen to her, but I know that one was good. She had several good songs on that one. I've seen a lot of TikToks of people disgusted by this album. People like I guess Swifties disgusted by this album. Swifties listening to the track or a track or tracks on their TikTok videos and like, oh my God, no, what are you doing? I saw this one girl, she just was in her car seat, front of her car, and she was just like, Taylor, I don't care about Travis Kelce's blank. And I'm just like, oh, well, I mean, they are married or engaged. So she's writing songs about Travis Kelce. And I guess she has a diss track. Who the fuck? Taylor Swift has a diss track to Charlie S. Who is this? Now, who are these people? Charlie S. Is it SEX?
Oh, her? XCX?
Yeah. Whoever she is. These people.
Oh my God.
I guess a diss track with her. So yeah. The Swifties are not feeling this one. Taylor Swift has a diss track with another pop artist, and she's talking about Travis Kelce's pee-pee.
James Gunn is following Aaron Taylor Johnson. What could that mean? He's cast in something?
Could be.
Yeah. Usually that's what that means. What's up, everyone? Good afternoon, fam. Wait, ops. I meant send that in a message to someone. Oh. Just switch to DC t-shirts. Yeah, then I'd have to buy them. That's a lot of money to buy DC t-shirts, and then who knows? Maybe they'll go 18 movies without a black lead. You never know. I doubt it. You'll see the studio that animated Eyes of Wakanda file for bankruptcy. Yes, I did see that. Did you see that news story?
I did see that.
It's unfortunate, but like, were they just created for Eyes of Wakanda? What were they doing before?
No, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I didn't watch Eyes of Wakanda, so I don't know.
Tony Robinson, hello. What is popping? Well, nothing much. Charlie XCX. She was in the song with Iggy Azalea. I'm so fancy. That one.
Iggy Azalea. Wow. What a name. Haven't I heard that in a long time.
I haven't heard that one since the Clone Wars. Chi-Town says, here early. What's the deal with this freaky topic? Nothing. Look, you guys want a good topic? You guys want an interesting topic? This just broken. I don't know if this will be your reaction to it, Darius, but our main man, LeBron Ramon James, has something to say.
His middle name is Ramon.
I think so. The second decision coming soon. He's wearing the same, I don't know if it's the same, but it looks the same outfit. And the caption,
draft night.
Your guess is as good as mine.
What is the second decision?
The decision of all decisions, October 7th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, baby. Tomorrow, when we stream here tomorrow, we're about to know what the second decision is.
Probably retiring.
He might say, this is my final year. Yeah.
Yeah, he might go ahead and be retiring. I know that's been talks.
This will be the longest because Vince Carter did 22 years. This will be the 23rd season. This will be the longest a player has ever done it for, as far as seasons. But age-wise, there's some people who were in like their 45-year. I think Kevin Willis might have been the player. So you guys can fact check me on that. But you can be older and be in the NBA. If I'm him, bro, keep playing in the NBA. Keep being an LA Laker. Keep doing it. Like, take a freaking minimum salary contract so that your team can be good. Because who cares? Nike's going to give you $50 million or whatever it is. Just take a little minimum salary contract. Play that year with a souped-up team. And then you can win a championship. And with that championship in LA, you're telling me the connections that you're going to make, the happiness, the people who cheer for the Lakers are the people who you're going to be in business with in the rest of your life.
Hasn't he won one in LA already?
Yeah, the bubble year. He won that one in 2020. There was no parade.
Well, that sucks, but he might be tired. I mean, basketball is a lot of wear and tear. It is a lot of extra shit that he's having to do, like those hydro, whatever the fucks, and certain diets, training, team this, team that,
Uh-huh.
practices. How old is LeBron?
It's 41.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm done. I have gone to several different programs and been LeBron James. I am LeBron James. I'm not even a LeBron fan. So, but I would be done if I'm him. What else? What more do I have to prove? What is one more season going to do that I'm going to prove anything? It's not gonna. I'm not getting any money. I mean, yeah, I'll get money, but I get money regardless. Endorsements, all that kind of stuff. I'm good. Peace. Let the next generation have it.
And then his son is locked in. He got like a 4-year guaranteed contract, so his son will be fine for the next 2.
Yeah. 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 Bronny will be alright.
What if he's just an attention whore and he's like gonna say the decision is really that I'm gonna start using this product instead of that product?
Well, LeBron is an attention whore, so
I wouldn't be mad at him though, because how do we blame him for that? All he's saying is I'm gonna make a decision. If you guys want to speculate on it, if this is gonna be the topic at ESPN First Take tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and then at 12 noon he comes with my decision is I'm opening a brand new streaming. Like he might have some. You know how it is, bro. People.
maybe
Everyone's got their own
so.
business though. Remember Robin Fenty, our girl with her Rihanna. It's not music that made her big; it's her business. So I hope the same with him. Whatever business he's about to launch now, and I hope he's not retiring.
Yeah. Some of the other things, world news, before we get into the big stuff. 4 days ago, I don't know if everybody saw this. 4 days ago, the I mean, with all the things going on, let's we're gonna stay here in America for right now. We've all seen what's going on with Greta and the flotillas and everything going on with the aid that was trying to reach Gaza and how that all went down. However, 4 days ago, here in America, ICE raided, a Chicago, Illinois apartment complex at the dead of night. While doing so, dragging Black children. It's a predominantly Black apartment complex. They went through 100 different apartment complexes, busting doors down, dragging people out of their homes, naked, clothed or not, children in zip ties, people getting in. The ICE agents were jumping out of unmarked vehicles, as far as like a budget vehicle van and things like that, and with tinted windows. They put the immigrants in one van and the Black folks in another van, and 40 Black folks are missing. They don't know where because they won't tell anybody anything. It's pretty crazy. But it's actually, let me rephrase that. It's not crazy, because I said this along with other people that have said this and echoed this. We all knew what Donald Trump meant when he said we are going to send. I mean, he said it on the news to where the Chicago mayor had to address the Black youth of Chicago and say, don't listen to what the president called you today, because you are bigger and more than that. So we all knew what he meant when he said that he was going to send the military into these violent areas, these gang affiliated places and things like that. What he meant was, if it is Black or brown and it does not fit the skin tone desirable for my business needs, then it needs to be removed. We are watching this in real time. Pay attention to what's going on. I think I've said this almost every time we talk about Trump. Pay attention to what's going on. Pay attention to what's going on. And for you MAGA maggots out there, especially you MAGA maggots that are still tuned in and subscribed to me, where are your thoughts now on this? I think especially you Black MAGA maggots, where are your thoughts now on where Donald Trump is? Where are your thoughts now on 200 something days into his presidency and things like that? Are you still defending him? Are you still tap dancing? Are you still ruckus? Tell me what's going on.
We don't know what those people did to get arrested. Maybe they were fighting the ICE agents. That's illegal. Those are federal agents. So you have to wait for the facts to come out, Darius.
Yep. You're right. It's the tap dancing. It's always been weird. It'll forever be weird. These are your own people. It's got to be self-hate. got to be self-hate. These are your own people that are, and if it's to assimilate, they're never going to accept you. But this is your own people being drug out. These are children. These are babies. I mean, what possible threat does a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old pose where they need to be put in zip ties? To where they need to be put in zip ties. And I don't want to just say this is a black and a brown problem. He may be starting with black and brown people. He may have divided the Latino and black community, maybe not himself, but a long time ago, people dividing politics, dividing the black and Latino community and things like that. However, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to divide all of us, Now, it doesn't stop at black and brown people. He's going to get to those poor white folks too. He's just starting with the black and brown people. If you do not fit Donald Trump's vision of making America great again, even those of you that voted for him, because I've seen some of you have voters regret or whatever the fuck, even those of you that voted for him, if you don't fit into his image of America, you will be wiped out too. And some of you might be saying, oh my gosh, you're being so exaggerated. That's what y'all said day one. You said that day one. You're exaggerating. Here we are, day 200 and something.
Remember, like after the election, there was a whole bunch of the sentiment of, all right, you guys got this. All right, cool. All right, Latinos of Trump, eh? Understood. And like there was sort of like a movement and a wave of we don't give a F, or you get what you reap what you sow and that kind of stuff. I never was for that. I was always like, when injustice is happening, you speak up against it. And here it is. Now it's not brown anymore. Now, in Chicago at least, he went black. And I hope that this radicalizes, or wakes up is a better word. I hope it wakes up every future Latino, like every young person who's on TikTok seeing this. I hope this leaves a lasting imprint on, oh, that's how white supremacy works. You're just not one of them ever. Okay, good. They'll trick you. They'll try to get your vote, and then they'll deport you and they'll search for you. Understood. ICE agents, why it's wild. Okay. They wear masks. All right, good. And then like for the rest of, I don't know, it should be for the rest of for mankind. But then self-hate exists.
Yeah.
That's a lot. There's a lot of thoughts that I have in my head, and I think I kind of rambled. But if you're following along, yeah, that's self-hate, and it's a matter of being tricked by white supremacy. Division is the answer to everything.
And one more thing before we get into the other things, I'm regardless if you've tuned in here or whatever, I'm always, if there's something, well, I'll always talk about world news, especially when what's going on in today's time. But the other thing, we'll talk about the last thing here, is Trey Reed, the young man that was hung in Mississippi, not suicide, that was hung in Mississippi.
Kaepernick paid for the investigation.
Yeah. Colin Kaepernick paid for that investigation. The investigation came back. They also hired a private PI to go in and do some other investigation outside of the autopsy. However, what they found on the autopsy is it was not a suicide, but we knew that from day one. We knew that it was not a suicide. And also, it's the fake outrage for me. We don't hear, this is not on the news. We don't hear anybody talking about this or, saying anything about Trey Reed or talking about a hanging in 2025 of a young black man in Mississippi that no one's discussing. What the PI found out was before he was hung, he was defending another black student online while she was being berated over her thoughts on not feeling sorry for Charlie Kirk by the white students at the school that they went to. So what they found was an argument ensued between him and the white students and things like that. So we're not obviously fingers. They don't know. I'm pointing fingers, but they don't know. And the reason I'm pointing fingers is this reason, because when people try to make Charlie Kirk this martyr, or make him the 13th disciple, or make him some type of demigod, you sound ignorant when you go back to that thing, like I said, about you're taking racism out of context when we're talking about Charlie Kirk. Nothing was ever taken out of context with Charlie Kirk. He used weaponized hate speech, and that racist, bigoted hate speech that he used, now it has fueled and fanned the flames of racism within his followers, his disciples, to where now they think to themselves, because Charlie views them as uneducated, because Charlie views them as this, or because Charlie views them as that, and we don't know who the they is because they went after HBCUs after he was shot. Why not? It's emboldened. It's how they feel. You have weaponized and made these people think that this type of behavior is okay with your hate speech. So yeah, that stuff that's going on over there with Trey Reed. sad, but we all knew he didn't hang. We all knew that boy didn't commit no damn suicide and go out to some trees and hang himself.
It wasn't even his belt buckle.
And his kneecaps was broke. So, yeah. It's crazy shit. Crazy shit. Pay attention to the world. Crazy shit going on.
Also, the people talking about get an American to perform, silly not knowing Bad Bunny is American.
Yeah. That one is so funny. Like Tommy Lauren, I hadn't seen this bitch since since maybe Trump's first presidency. Oh, she was so diehard for Trump. I don't know. I didn't even know she still has a show. I guess she still has her show where she was talking to somebody and she asked her guest, "How do you feel about Bad Bunny performing?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a deal as everybody's making it. He seems like a great American artist." She's like, "Yeah, that's the problem. He's not American." And she's like, "Yep, Puerto Rico's an America, sweetie." That is just like, yeah. So it's interesting. Like I said, he speaks better English than Melania Trump. So I don't know why you're going at Bad Bunny. He had his SNL thing. I could understand him way more than I can understand when Melania stands in front of the country. But yeah. So we have, outside of world news, we actually have movie news that Chill kind of went over at the beginning. So where do you want to start?
I think Tim Meadows, we got to go to the DCU. Peacemaker's doing a great job of engaging me and making me care about a character I wouldn't care about. They're saying that Tim Meadows will return as Langston Fury in Man of Tomorrow, which fuels this theory that he is playing the Martian Manhunter Jean.
That really sucks. That really sucks. I hate that. I'm not going to pretend I like it. He's too old to play Martian Manhunter. Yes, there's going to be CGI and all that stuff, but I just don't think so.
Now you're doing a Yoda impression in the Phantom Menace. He's too old. Too old.
Yeah, no, he's too old.
In New Hope. In Empire. Excuse me. I got my music. Well. Anyways, he's too old. I need those translation headphones when she talks. The Daily Show showed a clip about the pearl clutching the right did after Obama used a selfie stick. Now we have a president who recently posts racist things on social media. Whose theory is this? Everyone's theory. It's a lot of people's theory. It's my theory too. And I heard James Gunn say that when we hired Tim Meadows, we explained to him that later on there's going to be more to the role. And I added that with some of the verbiage he uses in the show, which makes him seem like he's an alien sometimes. And I'm like, it's a theory. It also could be wrong, and I'm not like betting my house on it. You hope it's wrong?
I want it to be wrong.
All right, Andre, keep track of this, right? We still have 3 more days until Thursday, until the big finale, which I heard is going to be like a longer episode than last week's was. Last week was like half hour. So I think we're going to get a whole lot of information there, and might even attach to the lanterns, bro.
Cool. Yeah. Still haven't seen anything from Peacemaker, but it is, I think, in like the top on HBO Max at least.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But it hasn't been like a charting TV show on those top 10 things. And it's not going to chart until probably the finale episode where they have like an hour of runtime.
Probably.
Charting, yay.
Yeah, but as far as him playing Martian Manhunter, if that is what they end up doing with him, with Tim Meadows, if he doesn't just stay the character he is, I just personally don't want. I mean, like I said, too old, but also there's just a jumble of things going on at DC outside of just bad decision. Just bad, actually, that falls under that same umbrella. Just bad decision making, I feel like, is going on currently at DC studios. And when I say bad decision making, it's just like, well, the next thing, if we're staying on DC, with Andy Muschietti, I thought that man I didn't think he was on Brave and the Bold any longer. I mean, the Hollywood Reporter, I thought, had reported on that. I thought some of the other trades, not scoopers, trades had reported that Andy Muschietti was not going to be attached to Brave and the Bold any longer. However, he recently spoke for himself. This is not coming from a third party. This is coming from the man himself that said, "Oh yeah, I'm still directing." Now some of you might go, "Oh, that's cool, Darius. Why are you?" No, pause. The Flash was awful. He directed The Flash. That obviously still leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. When you have to look at The Flash on HBO, maybe not you. Look at The Flash on HBO. Did anybody watch The Flash? I'm asking chat. Anybody watch Flash on HBO when it hit? What about when it was on Netflix? Because they put it on Netflix too. When it was on Netflix, did you say, "Oh well, hey, let's here, let's check it out here"? You can have a bootleg site. Did you go out of your way to watch it there? When's the last time you saw The Flash?
In the movie theater.
Same. I have no desire to see The Flash or anything like that. That was a terrible movie. So I think having a film that some people, like to, before James took over, killed the DCU. Why have this director attached to that? Why have him attached to Brave and the Bold?
Okay, I don't want to rewatch Flash because I know it's going nowhere. There's nothing to study. None of these characters are repeating, so that's why I wouldn't revisit it. There was no great jokes. It was just a movie that happened, but it was a fun movie and it went smoothly. And if I knew that the Ben Affleck, the George Clooney, if these versions would return and it would be relevant to some big plot, maybe I'd go watch, I'd study, and I'd think, why did he use that word instead of that word? As I've done many times with before Infinity War, I watched Doctor Strange over again and everything. I'm trying to learn things, so there's nothing to study. That's why I didn't revisit it. But the movie flowed; it was okay. And if he can make a good, fun movie that entertains me, and I'm never yawning in the middle of it, which Andy Muschietti did do with The Flash, I'm okay with him getting a shot at Brave and the Bold. And he says that it's going to go into production probably not until after. That's nothing. That literally means nothing. It says
you're
probably
not getting until 2028 is what that would be.
Yeah.
You have to remember 2027 is still the other Batman movie. So that's 2028. That's 3 more years we're going without seeing the DCU Batman.
In live action.
Decision.
He was in Creature Commandos.
Okay. He was in Creature Commandos, 5 seconds in a window. The decision making for DC is kind of baffling me. And again, it's like, yeah, you opened with Superman. Now we're about to go to what's next? We just went to Peacemaker. After Peacemaker, we're going to, I believe, Lanterns.
Probably, yeah.
And then we're going to go to Kara. Then we're going to go to Clayface is what? Next year? Next October? Next Halloween? Then we're going to go to Clayface. And then I think, what is that? That's 2027. Then the year after that, I'm sorry, that's not 2027. Next year's 2026. Then 2027. Then 2028. Then you get the Brave and the Bold. It's a long time. That's a long time to be putting characters like Clayface and Kara before, and Peacemaker before Batman. I understand you want to get Batman right, but also putting Andy Muschietti, despite, I know what you said, I think we're remembering The Flash very differently. I don't think The Flash was smooth at all. I thought The Flash was very choppy. I thought The Flash's CGI was awful. I thought that story was ass. But that's just me. Well, not just me. I think a lot of people thought that too. But I don't think it was smooth. And I just don't think having a failed DC director on one of your greatest heroes, if not your greatest hero in DC, sales-wise, attached to Brave and the Bold is a good idea.
Okay, but I also know this wasn't the plan. I know that Matt Reeves has been going through something unknown, an illness or something that's keeping the Batman movie from actually happening. It could have happened by now if he was on the up and up, and then we could have gotten straight into the Batman movie. And so I can't fault. I just understand. I just appreciate the situation that DCU is in because of Matt Reeves.
What does Reeves have to do with the Brave and the Bold?
It has to do with you remember how you just said right now that we're going to go a really long time without seeing the highest selling character? Mm-hmm. Matt Reeves. Without him, if Matt Reeves would have just done the movie by now, then we would have seen the Batman DCU in live action by now.
So you're telling me that Matt Reeves is the holdup to the Brave and the Bold?
100%. Because Matt Reeves is delayed part 2 of his Batman, we're not going to get the actual DCU Batman.
I don't see the correlation if they're Elseworlds. I don't see how an Elseworld film would stop a DCU film.
James Gunn was asked the question, I think Josh Horowitz in that interview, and he did say, yeah, we're probably going to have them on different years. That would make more sense.
Yeah, but I still don't understand how that would stop his from going earlier
He
than.
did, he didn't want to mix. He didn't want to mix and say, here's Batman, but also remember here's another Batman, and then okay, back to regular DCU Batman. Once that Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson version of Batman is over, finally we can bring into the picture this guy, whoever gets cast.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time to wait for Batman, for a project that you announced from that closet 4 years ago. So that's a long time. It's a long time. It's a long time. And you know, everybody's mileage may be different, but for me personally, I'm gonna see Clayface before I see Batman. I'm gonna see Kara before I see Batman. I've seen Peacemaker before I've seen Batman. It's an interesting choice. I get, you know, what he's, well, you know, James lies or whatever. And I use that loosely because I always like to defend him and say, you know, well, he's lying to hide whatever he's trying to do creatively. But James does lie about a lot of different things, you know, about the whole, we're never going to start a project before we have a definitive script and things like that, blah, 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 blah. I don't know if that was the plan here. I don't know if maybe they just didn't have a Batman picked out. I don't really know. Again, 2028, by that time, the MCU is going to be started over. By the time we get a new Batman, we're going to be in the new MCU. By the time we get a new Batman, we're going to have seen the X-Men. For a project that was announced 4 years ago. It's a long time.
It's a long time. Happy Monday, y'all. Smash the like button. That's right. You better hit like. Howdy, Darius. Right sound, Mike. All the chat peeps.
What's up? What's up?
He did Welcome to Derry.
Now he did do Welcome to Derry, and he did do I believe Muschietti did it as well. Did he not?
Oh, hey. So what if The Flash and you didn't like it? What if that was like not the rule? It was the what's the term? The exception to the rule. What if that was the exception to the rule?
Or maybe he just can't maybe he's like well, he's not a writer, he's a director. Maybe he just can't, he doesn't have a vision for DC. That could be it too. Not everybody can do a superhero film. That's been proven. And I think his was proven. He does not need to touch another. You gave him the Flash and he fucked up the Flashpoint. You're going to give him Batman? But hey, again, I don't know. Maybe he knocks this shit out the park.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now we won't worry. Why is Damian around? We'll be like, yeah, because it took so goddamn long. Damian got older.
Well, you know, the last thing James said also was Damian's story or backstory could be different, which means he could possibly not be Bruce's son or something like. I don't know how he's going to change. I mean, he changed Kal-El's story, so big time. So he could really change that story as well. And I agree, Antonio Films, we're not burying him over. I still like Muschietti. I just don't want Muschietti on Batman. You can't handle Flash. Batman? But then, like I said, I don't know. Maybe he knocks Batman out the park.
Let's hope that Damon Lindelof can knock off Lanterns out the park. Let me read this tweet for you. Green Lantern dead. A new rumor has no solid foundation, would indicate that the reason John and Hal come to Earth is to investigate a death, and the victim would be none other than Alan Scott. The first human Green Lantern in the comics, he is more of a magic user, but in DCU, it would have been a corp veteran Green Lantern. Okay. Alan would have discovered a conspiracy and tried to warn them. Guy would be seriously degraded for letting Alan Scott die, and an alien threat grow on the Earth under his nose. For now, I repeat, take this as a rumor. There's no reliable sources, not to take it as something else. I like the idea of a Green Lantern died. Let's resolve this. Who is it? What if Guy Gardner is the Green Lantern that dies and it's not Alan Scott? That would be cool too. Dead Green. Okay, I didn't know you were off screen. A Dead Green Lantern plot is a great plot for me. How do you make me care about something? Well, how do you make me care about these two getting together? What is their goal? How do we pay homage to who other Green Lanterns were? We don't just say like, Oh yeah, it's always him. It was never the other ones prior. I really, really like the inclusion of Alan Scott just by name, just so that he can die. And if it's not him and it's like Guy Gardner dying at the end of the Peacemaker finale, and we would have one thing literally leads to another. The finale of Peacemaker is here in October. Lanterns begins what, March next year? Early next year. If we can go 4 months from one to the other project just like that, 4 months off, and we're already picking up on the story, that is a level of continuity that I've been missing from my cinematic universes and some of the things that I watch. Ahsoka, we love it, but it took 3 years to get to the second season. And then Rebels, we loved that. And how long between the Rebels finale to the beginning of Ahsoka to see that some of that stories continue? I am not getting that in the other cinematic universes so rapidly. How long did it take for the Eternals to have Tiamat rise up from the Indian Ocean? And then from the Indian Ocean, the adamantium stuff that happened in Brave New World in 2025, it took like 5 years. Like, there was a big gap. It was a 5-year gap, maybe, to get from one thing to another. I'm getting it in matter of months. And then I'm going to see the Man of Tomorrow story continue up on some of the, we expect, the boom tube and the dimensional portal stuff and the Lex Luthor inclusion in Peacemaker. And I'm loving that aspect of it. What DC is doing, this theory is believable, and it's something Damon Lindelof would do, who's the writer of this. I would love for this to be the plot if Alan Scott dies or if Guy Gardner dies too. Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, is the friend of James Gunn, so maybe he won't actually die. But you never know what could happen there. Does this make me more interested in watching Lanterns? Yes, by a little bit. I don't know how much more I can get interested in the show, but I'm just going to come in with an open mind and see what they do. Peacemaker has been so exceptional, especially this last episode. It's been so exceptional that James Gunn has a track record of pluses prior stuff. Okay, Scooby Doo. James Gunn knows how to make good content. He has more hits than he has misses in my book, and so like it makes me feel good that DC seemingly it's getting off to a good start. He's still pretty overworked, but I've got a good feeling about it. Brave and the Boulder, Blade. I think Blade. Batman showing up in Clayface. DC do got the benefit of starting a new universe, so of course their storytelling is gonna come at a more rapid pace. All right, James Gunn's Scooby Doo is a goddamn revelation. Yes, James Gunn's good at casting people so far. James Gunn's good at producing, writing it, and directing some of the stuff because he directed Superman. He didn't direct a lot of Peacemaker, but still, he knows a good product from a bad one. Listen, man, Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan as a tag team. Maybe Hal Jordan dies at the end of this. Whatever the threat is big enough to kill a Green Lantern, that sounds like a high stakes threat. And then seeing their place in this universe is different than the DCEU and seeing their place in the universe and how irrelevant they were. And they were a flashback scene in the Snyder cut. Maybe Joss Whedon's cut too. I only watched that once. I'm in love with this plot. And most people seem to be okay with it. If we read some of the comments here, there's a mother murdered. The space cops could investigate. Good way to introduce the new gods. Damn, I wish I knew stuff about DC to tell you about the new gods, but there's a precedence of that. Since Alan is going to be in the show, according to Google, then this seems likely. Jeremy Irvin as Alan Scott. Well, he's younger than Hal Jordan is, so they would be not following comic book age. It would make sense if the Justice Society had already been at least mentioned in Superman. They're going to kill Alan in his first solid live action appearance, and he wasn't even part of the team. What they do when to get started, I don't care. If that's how they're going to do it, with Alan Scott being a past relic, fine, bro. So, to you, Darius, I'm going to throw it to you. Does it make you more interested to watch Lanterns?
Does what make me more interested to watch Lanterns?
Alan Scott is going to die, rumor.
No, I mean, I'm already interested in watching Lanterns, just for the. I mean, it's Lanterns, so I'm already interested in watching the Lanterns. But no, it doesn't change anything for me.
Oh, now I want to see her cast Janelle Monáe as the Lantern. Was it Jessica Drew? No? That doesn't sound right. There's a Lantern that looks like Janelle Monáe. Let's get Jon Stewart right and Hal Jordan right and fix. I'm not a Lanterns guy. I'm not like, hey, let's look into the comic books and find the 10th Green Lantern. I think it's actually a problem for this sector to have so many Green Lanterns, and it's a
What?
I think it's a sign of uncreativity to be like, okay, another Green Lantern from Earth. You're only supposed to have one per sector. I think they changed it to 2 when they did DC Rebirth. I don't want to see more lanterns from Earth.
Isn't Kyle in this as well? I thought Kyle was in this as well. He may not be.
Do you want Kyle in it?
I don't really care. I mean, if he's in it, cool. Another lantern.
Okay, chat. How many lanterns do you want to see during this DCU run? Pretend James Gunn's going to go 20 years. In the 20 years, how many Earth Green Lanterns do you want? Because we already know we're getting 3 with Guy Gardner. We know we're getting Jon Stewart. We know we're getting Hal. The rumor is Alan Scott, and that's 4. All right, enough. Yes, okay. Alan Scott dies. His ring goes to John, who's brand new. That makes sense to me. But like 3 is way enough. Chat, how many lanterns do you want in the next 4 years? I'll start with you, Darius.
I don't know. I mean, I will take the traditional Jimmy John guy, Hal. I mean, Kyle's not ever. I've never seen Kyle really outside of that one animated film, I think. So if you want to throw Kyle in there, sure, throw him in there. Now, when you start to get to Jessica and things like that, you know, you can hold off. I take those ones. And to be honest, I'm honestly like that too. All of them. Like I'm not against Jessica or against, you know, Simon or any of the others, but I'm not. I don't. I like the fact that it's the Lanterns Corps. There's going to be lots of lanterns. I get, you know, they've changed the rules and debunked some things, but there's lots of lanterns.
Yeah, like Kilowog.
Yeah, but Kilowog is also not positioned here.
That's the problem, being positioned here. Like, there's a rule of how many per sector. Her name is Joe. I thought it was like Jessica Cruz or something. My bad.
I'm pretty sure it's Jessica Cruz.
Maybe there's another one that was based off of Janelle Monáe called Joe.
Oh, you're talking about you're talking about something different. I was talking about just Jessica Cruz. You're talking about one based off Janelle Monáe. Jessica Cruz is not based off Janelle Monáe.
Okay, I thought it was. I guess there's another Green Lantern I didn't even know existed from Earth. But like, I want multiple lanterns. It's a core. You're right. It's a core. So like, go find one from that planet and that planet, and I would love to see them team up together and be like, I got your back this time, but we need you over at mine when things go haywire. Okay, fine, I got it.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not against it. I mean, like I said, when I watch I always use this as an example. Hello, James, please bring it back. When I watch Young Justice, I never complain when, like, you know, it's Hal and even when Guy showed up, I was like, oh, look, Guy did show up. I don't know. I love the fact when the DC universe is, again, Young Justice, like when everybody's there, everybody's doing something, you know, you've got this team here doing something, this person's over here. That's the DCU. That's the DC. That's DC. When everybody is already pre-existing, doing what they're doing, whatever. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm. And you also sent this thing. It's about the same. Talking about new update on Batman Brave and Bold. Andy Muschietti still directing the movie. Andy is aware of the general story and writer attached. Won't go into production soon due to Batman Parts 2. Okay. You know who the artist is who drew this?
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say Frank Quietly, but then I read that down there, so maybe it's not. It's a guy named Burnham. Never mind. I don't know my art. Um, DC talk over. Is there anything else that happened in DC? Are you gonna watch the Peacemaker finale?
No.
Only if you like learn about something about a cameo or something like that.
No. Even if I learn about a cameo, I will see it on the Twitters.
So just watch the cameo.
Yes. No need to watch the entire. I have not seen one episode of this season. I haven't seen one episode of the first season. I only saw, of course, the Twitters of the first season when the Snyderverse people showed up, and then the Twitters of the beginning of the second season where he changed that. And I've seen all the other Twitters things. That's it. I don't need to watch the show.
You got to see them chasing Adebayo in the racist universe.
Yes, I did see that.
You still have HBO Max. You can watch Game of Thrones prequel, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Won't feature dragons or magic as it's set 50 years after the death of the last dragon. Nobody's thinking about magic. This could basically be 14th century Britain. Okay, that's a little bit concerning and worrisome, but there's so much more storytelling you can do. Houses, I am invested in the world that you can still get away with a good 3-season show.
If you know the story, it's honestly not worrisome. I don't know about no magic. It's not like they weren't doing magic. I mean, who was it? Darius that thought he could drink living fire and become a dragon. There were some people that were still practicing magic. Now, was it out in the open like that, like it is in Game of Thrones? I don't think so. Not like that. But this is 90 years before Game of Thrones. This is following, obviously, Sir Dunk the Tall. Before he became Sir Dunk the Tall, he was a nobody from Flea Bottom, and he was knighted by a knight to become Sir Dunk the Tall. He didn't want a squire, but a squire he got in Egg. Egg is Aemon's.
Hey, Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah. Egg is Maester Aemon's youngest brother. He went on to become ruler of Westeros. He's a Targaryen. There's a lot of story here that goes on with that. The Targaryens are still ruling at this point in time. You've got the Tarleys, you've got the Martells, you've got obviously the Baratheons and the Lannisters and everything else. So still a lot of good characters here, still a lot of good story that could be told. There's a lot of death, a lot of plagues that go on with the Targaryens during this time to ultimately end up with Egg as king, because he's not in line to be king, but he ultimately becomes king. This ultimately all leads to also the saving of Rhaegal Targaryen's father at the very end of Sir Dunk the Tall's
Well,
story.
don't say that. Don't finish how.
How do you?
I got it. I got it.
You didn't read. You didn't know. You don't know this stuff. This is actually public knowledge. You should.
I know it's public. I get it, but like I don't want to know. I'd rather not, and I might even forget. But still, don't even tell me.
Okay. Well, this is not a spoiler. Rhaegal Targaryen's mother is one of Egg's children. So that leads into Game of Thrones, which is Jon Snow's mother or father. Sorry. So yeah, still lots of good story here with Knights of the Seven Kingdoms.
I think I remember seeing a tweet that they're gonna change the theme music for this show. Did you see that, or am I imagining that?
I have not seen it.
Okay. If I'm imagining it, ignore every word I'm saying. But I think it's stupid not to continue with the same little intro that gets us hyped and reminds us that we're in this world. It works for House Dragon. There's no reason why you get rid of it to be different. We're gonna try something new. It's cheap. It makes your fans happy. Stop overthinking things, studio. So I hope that I just imagined that tweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll probably still get dragons. They're just gonna be the size of house cats. This is after. Come on now. This is after this. Okay, so remember in Game of Thrones, Joffrey took Jesus, why am I blanking on her name? Everybody else's name, can't remember hers.
Hanzo?
No, well, yeah, it was Sansa. No, it wasn't Sansa. It was the other one. The other one he was supposed to marry. Took her down to show her the skulls of all the dragons and things like that. And he showed her the ones that were really small because at one point in time after the dance, remember they stopped. Dragons no longer grew that big because they started locking them all in the dungeons or whatever. So they grew no bigger than house cats. I think Egg, if I'm correct, is obsessed with dragons and was trying to figure out how to bring them back. If I'm correct on that, it's been a while since I've listened to that story. Yeah, the Dragon Pit. Thank you, Johnny. Dragon Pit.
A tall tale that became legend. All right.
Yep. Yeah. So we if they do it correctly, which I'm sure they are, we'll see them, but they're gonna be like house cats putting out little smoke, like little lighter fires. That's not true, because even when Daenerys had her, she said when they were that small, she said Dracarys, and they lit that magic dude up.
Yeah, there's just so much more though. There's so much things that are not classified as magic that's still mystical that you can do. And what does he know? He could be wrong. There could be straight up magic in his show that he just doesn't know.
Very well could be.
He's not writing season 2. He's just looking at what happened in the first season. And yeah, the first season of Game of Thrones was pretty dull when it came to like the mystical stuff. And then we got giants, frost giants, and all the other stuff.
Well, are you sure the mystical stuff it was? I mean, it opens mystical.
Nobody's thinking about magic. This could basically be 14th century Britain. That's the quote.
No, you said Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, the opening scene is mystical.
With the wolves? What was the opening scene?
With the undead.
Okay, yeah, I guess that counts. That's otherworldly-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a good one. I'm excited for it. Been excited for it. Just need a trailer, not a sizzle 7-second look. I need a trailer.
How many seasons of House of Dragon until they're finished?
I think they're doing 5.
They got 5, so 2 down, 3 to go. If they had one more season left, I wouldn't watch this Knights of Seven Kingdoms. I would be like, let me chronologically finish House of Dragon first, and then I'll start Knights of Seven Kingdom.
It's not bad though, because you'd be able to then binge probably by that time Knights of Seven Kingdoms.
Yes. Okay. When's House of Dragon coming out? Also next year. Also next year. You know, they're coming out next year.
Next summer, I think.
They just take a long time to produce these. But
next summer. But
at the same time, the characters are aging, right? Didn't they have to recast in the first season? Like the characters get older, time does need to pass because of the story they're telling. And I have to say, as much as I hate waiting, I respect that aspect of it. Well, they got to get older, bro. Time needs to pass. Things need to move in the world. Therefore, you can't get every season yearly.
Are you talking about them aging their fictional characters?
The fictional characters get older, yeah.
Yeah, but I think where we are currently in the story, we're the only time jump we had was in the first season. I don't think there's any more time jumps as far as like aging of characters. We should be picking up. We should be picking right up. I mean, where Aegon got burned, we should be seeing all that. We should see him with Sunfire. We should see the next big battle. It shouldn't be a time jump, because if they time jump, we missed a lot. Okay,
then you know the story, and you know that there won't. Whatever age they're at right now, when you're reading the book that they're adapting, in that book, they don't actually get older from this point forward, right?
No, I don't believe so. No, I think they're dead.
Then what I just said, throw it out the window. Throw it in the rubbish. Is this Andor or Game of Thrones? The Tall of Duck and Egg is actually more story than the actual Game of Thrones and the Dance of the Dragon. George R.R. Martin got more material on this story than any other story in the universe. Good to know. Good to hear. All you Game of Thrones fans. You Song of Fire and Ice fans, excuse me. House of Dragon taking 2 years between seasons. They could use the same Rhaenyra. Millie is 25, but when they shot it, she was 20, maybe less. Doesn't Daemon and Rhea's son get involved in the war? I don't know. We'll find out soon on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. So that's enough Game of Thrones chit chat. But another reason to subscribe to HBO Max with that, Lanterns, and then there's the Harry Potter big series that we're eagerly anticipating and hoping the best for. Let's go to the movie theaters this week. Luis Fernando gave us a rundown of what happened, and the biggest movie of the week, global box office top 10 in 2025, it was 2025, was the Chinese movie Ne Zha 2 with $2 billion, so they say. Lilo and Stitch with $1 billion. A Minecraft with 957 million. Jurassic World made 867. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle with 642. How to Train Your Dragon was 635. F1 with a fantastic number of 627. But they did have a huge budget, remember? Then Superman only 615. Final Reckoning 598. Really? Really? Okay. And then Fantastic Four was 527 to finish out the top 10. What is your take on this? Mine is what I've always told you. The international audience don't care about American films.
Just impressive with the anime film in the top 5 there. Very impressive for them. Maybe there's a shift. You got Fantastic Four at the bottom. Superman at the bottom. Demon Slayer's ahead of them both.
All of these movie popcorn, like bucket movies. And then we got Demon Slayer going, here, I got this. You got the Chinese movie doing numbers. Minecraft doing numbers because of how they can engage with the young audience. It's a different world.
It is. I mean, you saw Marlon Wayans, the TikTok video of him being upset about it. Because him looked like it was trash anyway. So I don't know why he's really shocked on that one. Maybe it's just because it's your own project. But he was upset because I guess it just knocked him straight out the water.
That thing grossed $25 million so far.
That is a movie I will not be checking out. Could care less. It looks very weird. Don't even know what it's. Nah, I'm good.
Looked demonic to me. I'm not open to this. No. Yeah, I'd like to say I support black movies and whatnot, but you also can't have those themes and then expect me to pay money too. And the international audience didn't show up. Wow. What do you know?
Yeah.
Demon Slayer was good. It just throws you into the action. I think it was accessible for old and new fans. Him was not good.
I bet.
Johnny says that Ne Zha is a great movie. I love that film. They dubbed it and they released it in English over here on this side of the world. Like a month ago, maybe. Lauren says, I don't trust the Ne Zha 2 numbers. I don't either. The body that reports on box office grosses is a separate one than the ones you can trust from here. So I don't trust the numbers neither. Glimmer says she enjoyed him.
Yeah. I didn't see that one. Oh, I won't see that one.
Well, did you see the jabroni beating, pie eating, elbow raising, eyebrow raising? People's champ,
No.
The Rock.
No, but I have heard the talks around it that it is the biggest flop of his career.
It's the smallest opening of his career, but they didn't cost that much to make the movie. In our storytelling world, you can't control box office results. But what I realize you can control is your performance. your commitment to disappear and go elsewhere. Spin. This is what Spin sounds like, because I remember him in other movies sitting in his car about, we just had a huge opening weekend. Like, don't hit me with, well, we can't control the box office. It's about
Man.
performance.
Y'all better. He already did this once. It ain't like this is a new outfit that The Rock has put on. Remember, the DC hierarchy is about to change, and then how he had to spin that. So this is not his first time spinning. He's spun before. I've seen people comparing this to Magazine Dreams, saying that it is akin to that type of film and akin to that type of.
Sure it is. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's psychological. I'm sure the relationship between the Emily Blunt character and this guy, and they're dating and their toxic relationship, and it comes off well, good chemistry. I'm sure that it's an enjoyable performance. I get it. But like, your focus on performance today for this movie isn't the same as like when you were in Fast and Furious in every movie and you were talking about how, well, they weren't making as much until it was The Rock and that was the talk. That was it. Now it's about performance. Smashing Machine gets a thumbs up. He should stick to his lane. Magazine Dreams was a better story. He might still get nominated. Yeah, the nomination is a win. If I can get nominated and I'm The Rock, I'm a former pro wrestler, I've made it.
That is true. That is true.
He's going to go for an Oscar. I get it. But he needs to do a different role. He's going to be a mob boss for Martin Scorsese's movie in like Hawaii. He'll get his nomination on that one, if not this one. And then he can come to the ring and face Roman Reigns. Like, that was the plan. The only reason Roman Reigns gets the push he gets is because he's related to The Rock. We just haven't seen the match yet. Right, Darius?
I have no idea who that is.
The guy from Street Fighter, Darius. Jensen Ackles said he walked out while shooting a scene in The Boys season 5. They were like, cut. And I was like, I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared for that. And I don't think anybody else will be either.
That, and I don't know what he's referring to, what scene or anything. I'm expecting this season to be pretty, like all the others, jaw-dropping. Oh my God, they did that type of scenes. It's The Boys, so I'm sure he's got the fact that he had to leave.
Maybe it smelled bad.
Maybe, I don't know what the scene was. Maybe, but I'm ready for The Boys. I'm ready for this season. More Soldier Boy for sure. That's gonna be fun.
They'll have a New York Comic Con panel. They'll do something for that. I feel like New York Comic Con is being more less comic-y and more TV, and it's actually like a destination now. It is New York City. Don't know why I'm surprised. I saw Nicholas Draper Ivey, the comic book artist, say he's in Artist Alley, and he says, "I'll be in attendance. Who knew? Just a heads up. Full disclosure, I will not be doing any interviews or accepting any pitches of any kind!" Exclamation point. I will, however, have some prints and some copies of my sketchbook and some search for you folks to scoop up. I may have some original art for sale too. Not sure yet. See you there.
So you're gonna sell art, but you don't want me to get an autograph or a picture. You just want me to buy your art.
You feel me? That's not the way you do business, buddy. You got to be nice to the fans.
Man.
I'm here to talk to you. So don't give me the okay. Just from right from the beginning, you don't pitch me any stories. Okay, you don't. Shut up.
Yeah, nah. I'm not saying every celebrity needs to do this every time or anything like that or whatever, or, but Celine Dion let a fan sing to her outside the window of her car. And she sat there and listened to that horrible rendition of her song. Terrible. Couldn't sing worth a shit. But Celine listened. And she even said, "Oh my God, thank you so much." I don't even know who this nigga is. And you talking about can't nobody come pitch you nothing, can't nobody take pictures with you. Celine Dion listened to a horrible Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Who is this?
So unlike Celine though, you can get in legal issues if you do, exactly what that guy pitched, or maybe you were already thinking about doing the storyline, but then you actually draw it the way that he said it, and then he gets to say, "I told you to do that. You're not going to pay me and reimburse me." Like, so I get the legal reasons, but still, just wait for people to start pitching you, and then you say, "You can't pitch me stories. There's rules." You don't do that. You don't like. These are my boundaries. T-shirts for sale.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. It's like the Anthony Mackie deal where that girl was like, "Oh my gosh," and he was like, put his hand up. I was watching Hancock last night. Haven't seen Hancock in forever. It's the scene where he says, "Call me an asshole one more time," and he's he takes dude's hand off. Nigga, don't put your hand up at me like that. Who are you?
Why does DC doesn't have a panel? DC Studios, you mean? I don't know. But
Marvel doesn't either, do they? Does Marvel have a panel? Yeah.
No, Marvel Animation has the panel.
Oh, okay, yeah. So to the other question here from Noel, I don't think Vision Quest. I didn't think Vision Quest would be there anyway. Nova, definitely not. Definitely not. Do they even know what they're doing with Nova?
Clearly, Jensen's never watched the show or read the comics. There's going to be some bodily fluids in that, and he needed to take a step out. That's what it is. Mariah would not have humored them at all. I'm a diva, darling. She gets away with it. That's all she's got to do. And we go, oh yeah, she's doing her shtick, and she gets to drive off.
Yeah, Mariah. When she went to Kai, she said she wasn't. I'm not singing. I'm not doing anything. I'm not. That's why she just sat there. She said, "I'm not doing any of that. None of that. I'm just promoting my album." That's it.
Happy to have them. He's not gonna do let me show you a tour. This is where I work out. This is the room where I'm Mariah. I'm getting sick of James Gunn's small Twitter announcements. He needs to be on a panel if he wants his universe to have more broad appeal. I think I agree with that. I said the same thing when Man of Tomorrow was a tweet reveal with no build. Marvel did remove the other movie from 2027. I was hoping DC would show a Supergirl trailer. How far are we from that? That's in June next year.
I don't know how far we are from it. I saw some behind-the-scenes footage of Jason Momoa as Lobo. It looked great, but I'm not sure. When we get a trailer for Supergirl. I'm
not sure at all. I don't know how they're gonna go with it. How long did they wait till market Superman? Superman was a July movie. We got the trailer in December 10, I think. For some reason that stands out.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't it? What came first, the 5-minute look or that 5-minute scene? Where he's soaking up the sun right after he's got his ass beat by the clone of himself.
It's all a blur. But it definitely wasn't the 1 year in advance that we're expecting Avengers Doomsday to have. They're going to be playing when Avatar is at the movie theaters.
Yeah. Yeah, From the Neighborhood Spider-Man, X-Men 97, Season 2. There was actually something I was going to send to you that we can watch with everyone. It is YouTube, so it shouldn't get copyrighted or anything like that. Let me find it. It was about video? Season 2.
Oh.
It was about Season 2 of X-Men 97, which I'm still cautiously optimistic for. But every time I watch that first season, I remember, Bo's not on it, but I haven't, not like I rewatched it in the last week, but I did rewatch it within the last month, and just fucking great, man.
Yeah, it's nice to have nice things. And that came out of nowhere too. No one had any high expectations for it, and it just was, we're really continuing that thing we loved when we were young. That's great. It's exactly like that with better graphics. I love that. That was a great time. We have a super chat that we got to get to. I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, well, I need a dollar. They said 5. That's what everyone was saying on the crowd. They gave $5. Thank you very much for the 5 from Teb S23. Let's decode that. What does S23 mean? 23 for LeBron, right?
I have no idea. No comment. Just a 5 spot. That's very, very nice.
Yeah. You want to write something? We'll read it. Go ahead. You got all day.
There's a video too long. I don't want to watch it here. It's 30 minutes, but it says who should not be an Avengers who should and should not be an Avengers Doomsday. They've got it time stamped here with a bunch of different characters.
You want to get to that, or should I play this little X-Men 97?
Let's do the X-Men. No, that one's 30 minutes long. Let's do the X-Men 97. I can tell you who should and shouldn't be in there in 5 minutes. We can't hear it if there's sound.
Sorry?
We can't hear that.
You don't hear a damn thing from this? Oh, it's because I muted the unmute screen audio. Okay, go.
Season 1 turned out to be such a massive hit. Marvel has already mapped out some pretty ambitious plans for the mutants, with big projects like Avengers Doomsday and eventually a full X-Men reboot on the big screen. But before any of that happens, the animated series has been carrying the torch, reminding fans why the X-Men are such an iconic part of Marvel's legacy.
Yep.
After the phenomenal response to Season 1, the stakes for Season 2 are higher than ever, but now there are questions about whether it can really deliver. Those concerns come largely from Bo DeMaio, the original creator of the show, who revealed on Twitter that Season 2 stalled after what he called a disaster.
It's got to be DeMaio.
I thought so. That's like, it bothers me when people say T'Challa. T'Challa. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Is it T'Challa or T'Challa?
It's actually supposed to be pronounced Chala.
Okay, well, that T'Challa, I hate that. But anyway, keep going.
Stress internal screening. DeMaio had already been fired before Season 1 premiered, but he still left behind scripts and a roadmap for where the story was supposed to go. According to him, most of that material isn't being used anymore, and instead the new creative team has gone through a full year of rewrites and reshoots. The only episode he says remains intact is one centered around Weapon X, which he had already locked in before his departure.
Okay.
Marvel itself hasn't commented on these claims, but if there's even some truth to them, it paints a complicated picture of what's happening behind the scenes. What makes this news especially frustrating is that everything about Season 1 suggested that Marvel really understood the characters and how to bring them to life. DeMaio said the issue was that his scripts were considered too adult and comic book, which makes you wonder what kind of balance the new...
What? They said, oh no, hey, red flag, that's too comic book.
Okay, that part, not the too adult part, the too comic book part.
I don't think it was too adult either. You thought X-97 was too adult?
I respect these young people. They could take in these stories just as we did in the 1990s.
Man, I just don't think it was too adult. I feel like it was on par with if they picked up a comic. If they picked up an X-Men comic, was that not on par with what they'd read? Well, I'm asking.
Comic books are supposed to be for teenagers and above. They say so at the back.
Yeah. What are you saying? It's like you're saying like kids under 13 don't need to be okay. That's fine.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the rating system is flawed. It's clearly kids related. It's a physical. It's a visual medium.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't feel like 97 was. I mean, yeah, there was some horny shit in there a little bit, but I don't feel like. And I say a little bit. It wasn't like it wasn't like he was like if they were to log on Bo's Twitter. But I don't know.
It wasn't too adult and it wasn't too comic booky. So whatever, bro. Marvel. And I wish he says who though. Is it Brad Winderbaum? Is it Kevin Feige? Sometimes he says who. Sometimes he'll tell you Victoria Alonso did this, or Dana Vasquez, I think was the name of that producer. Sometimes he names names.
Team is aiming for. It's tough to hear that a show praised for its faithfulness to the comics and its emotional depth might be heading in a less confident direction. Even though we should take his words with a grain of salt, the thought of Season 2 stumbling after such a beloved first season is definitely worrying. Still, there's good news to hold on to. Season 2 isn't...
back on the adult thing. I hope they don't like dumb down the dialogue, because that was some of the best shit in '97. The dialogue. So I hope when they're like, "Oh, it's too adult. Let's make it." Please, bro. No, that was some of the best shit. The dialogue was great. So I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't try to kid it up with the dialogue.
The kids shouldn't have seen a grown man in a Speedo. Magneto.
Okay, I said besides the horny shit. Like I said, you log on to that man's Twitter, you'll see him doing that rendition.
Canceled, and it was actually greenlit before the first season even dropped. Disney's decision to approve it so early shows how much confidence they had in the series, especially since it doesn't have to tie directly into the broader MCU narrative. That freedom allows it to dive deep into stories without worrying about affecting the live-action films, which is one of the reasons fans loved Season 1 so much. It was nostalgic, bold, and packed with Easter eggs for longtime comic readers, but also fresh enough for new audiences. Production on Season 2 officially started back in September 2023, meaning it was already underway well before Season 1 wrapped up in May 2024. However, the firing of DeMaio right before the premiere clearly complicated things, and it seems the transition to a new team wasn't seamless. Rogue's voice actress, Lenore Zann, shared in an interview that the cast had already finished recording their lines for Season 2, with a release date set for 2026.
So then what was complicated about that?
That's both exciting and disappointing. Exciting because it means work is definitely being done, but disappointing because fans
Can you please just hear me out?
No, all work management platforms are the same. They take forever to...
who were hoping to see the X-Men back on screen sooner now face a longer wait. She also revealed that she's already preparing for Season 3, which at least means the series is secure for the future. With all the reshuffling and DeMaio's gloomy updates, it's possible the 2026 release date could even be pushed further, though nothing official has been confirmed yet. If Marvel is taking the time to polish things up, the delay might end up being worth it. After all, Season 1 set a pretty high bar, and nobody wants the follow-up to feel rushed or undercooked. As for the cast, most of the beloved voices from the original series and Season 1 are back. Cal Dodd is returning as Wolverine, Lenore Zann as Rogue, Allison Seeley Smith as Storm, George Buza as Beast, and Ray Chase as Cyclops, among others.
They look like the guys they're playing. Before they could see like the picture of the character, I knew who they were playing.
Ross Marquand is pulling double duty, voicing both Professor X and Apocalypse, which could set up some fascinating interactions in Season 2. Holly Chu now voices Jubilee to bring more authenticity to the role, and Bishop's voice actor Isaac Robinson Smith has teased that his character could have an even bigger role moving forward. That's
he
a
could have
promising
kept that
sign.
out the script. That did not have to make the video.
No, I'm glad it was there. A bigger role, yes.
Oh, he said for more authenticity.
Oh, that part with the Jubilee thing?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Bishop was a fan favorite in Season 1 and has plenty of potential for deeper stories. There's also the mystery of Gambit, who died in Season 1, but the ending hinted that Apocalypse may bring him back as one of his horsemen.
Because that happened in a
That
comic.
twist alone could give the story a powerful emotional hook,
Yeah, but that might
since
have been one of the
Gambit's
red flags.
relationships with characters like Rogue and Wolverine were such big parts of the original series. Meanwhile, Nathan Summers was introduced as a child, raising questions about whether Chris Potter will return as the voice of the adult Cable later on. In terms
that
of story,
owl was
Season
funny
1
as
ended
shit.
in
That demon owl was funny as shit. If
Chris
you go
Potter
back and
will
you
return
watch
as the voice of the
the
adult.
way she's taunting Storm, funny. The shit she's saying,
Yeah.
funny.
In terms of story, Season 1 ended in dramatic fashion, scattering the X-Men across different time periods. Jean and Cyclops found themselves in the distant future with a child version of their son, while Xavier, Magneto, Rogue, Beast, and Nightcrawler ended up in ancient Egypt, where they encountered a young En-Sabanur, the future Apocalypse. Meanwhile, Forge and Bishop were left in the present, trying to figure out how to bring their teammates back. This cliffhanger clearly sets the stage for Apocalypse to become a major force in Season 2, both in the past and in the present timeline. Ross Marquand even teased in an interview that Season 2 will dive into Apocalypse's backstory in ways fans haven't seen before, exploring what shaped him into the powerful villain he is. Since Marquand also voices Xavier, he hinted at some intense back-and-forth scenes between Xavier and Apocalypse that could give the season its emotional core. The idea of seeing Apocalypse as both a young mutant in ancient Egypt and the terrifying villain in modern times offers a lot of potential for layered storytelling. There's also the unresolved storyline of Wolverine, who went through brutal pain when Magneto ripped the adamantium from his bones. The show suggested that Wolverine, Storm, and Morph may share their own arc, focusing on Logan's healing process and how he recovers from that trauma. Splitting the season into several story threads makes sense.
Share an arc, as in like Storm's gonna be what? Emotional support again? Is that what that means? I'm confused.
Sharing an arc could mean that, yes.
Oh wow. Well, there we go. There it is again. They're talking about share an arc with Morph and Wolverine, where Wolverine is recovering. So that means, now I don't know this for sure, she gonna be bedside with Wolverine? Oh, come on, Wolverine, pull through. We all know you can. I don't want to see that. And I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but if she's sharing an arc with Wolverine, he's currently in a fucking hospital bed.
What do you want to see her do? Fight Scott for leadership?
No, I want to see her be an Omega level mutant. I want to see her doing badass shit. She already spent the first season sidelined. I don't know. Maybe this was Bo's plan too for the second season. We know that he has an issue with strong black folks on screen. So maybe.
Wait, what? He has an issue with strong black folk on screen.
Oh, yeah. We've had this conversation. You want to revisit it?
Yeah. What did you mean?
What did I mean? Okay.
He has an issue with strong black folks on screen.
Let's see. Not using Bishop because he was a time traveling Uber, Marcus's words. Storm being sidelined, being sent to the desert to fight some demons the entire season. We saw her do one thing before she was neutralized.
You said he happens
in the comics. Yes,
you said he had an
issue. Obviously, he does, because when he was on Twitter combating with other people about his decisions, the reasons that he was coming up with didn't make any sense, other than coming back to, you must have an issue with strong black people on screen.
All right. So he said things like, I've had battles with what I wanted to do with Storm with the studio. So I wouldn't say he has an issue with it. I said we got what we got.
No. If you actually want to pull it up, I don't remember the dude's name. Marcus remembers his name every time. The dude's name that he was actually arguing with. You can go to Bo's Twitter right now. You can pull it up, and you can go to everything he was saying back and forth with him about Storm and his decisions of not putting Storm.
You're talking about Marcel for Congress.
When he was arguing with that dude, he never said anything about, the studio this, the studio that. He was talking about how there's more to being a strong black person on screen than displaying your power. Those are Bo's words. Those are your boy's words. You're defending him again, but those are your boy's words.
No, what I'm defending is when you said he has an issue with strong black characters on screen. And I don't think there's enough evidence to say he has an issue with it. I can say that the outcome.
Oh, I can. He gave us three. He gave us three. 3 strikes and you're out for me.
I can tell you what the show was and how there was examples of things could have been better and things there was lacking. But to say that I have an issue with strong black characters on screen, that put that on Bo is too strong.
It baffles me every time you defend this man. It baffles me.
There's nothing to defend. There's nothing to defend.
I'm not going to put business out. I'm not going to put business out there in the streets. But even given the current position in your relationship with him, it baffles me that you still defend him. It baffles me that I didn't say anything. I did not say it.
No.
It baffles me.
I would hope that you don't say that. But I was talking. I would think to make like the accusation that you said right now, word for word, was that he has an issue with strong black folk on screen. You need to have him actually say, I have an issue with strong black folk on screen. You can't look at the product and say there was a lack of things.
I can know. You may not
say my thing, Darius.
But
can I say the whole thing? You can't look at that and then extrapolate, not without knowing exactly what the battles were fought behind the scenes. Look at the product and then with only that go, okay, he has an issue with black folks on screen. And then when he was arguing with Marcel for Congress on Twitter, he was trying to defend what was so great about the scenes. That's not enough evidence to make the accusation about somebody like that to be so loose with your words. Okay. Thank you for listening.
Okay, now for that wasn't loose with my words. I was very intent on what I said, and I said what I said, and I meant what I said, and I'll say it again. Okay. He has an issue with black folks on screen because he gave me 3 different reasons, different arcs to show me that he has an issue with black folks on screen. Sunspot, Bishop, Storm. You want to defend him? That's fine. You want to sit there and say you want to sit there and not play loosely like you said it with your words? That's fine. I'll be as loose as I want to be. I think he has an issue with black powerful characters on screen. He clearly did not want to show their stories unless it was hurting them. What was Bishop? An Uber. What was Storm? Depressed. What was Sunspot? Lacking his father and not showing any of his black side. So again, you feel how you feel with Bo. That's fine. Bo has shown me time and time again, not just on X-Men 97, but in his own tweets, in his own words on Twitter, where he stands. For you, if you can't read between those lines, that's a personal issue. But I'm not going to sit and be like, oh, yeah, Bo was for the people. Bo ain't for the people. But if you want to be bamboozled, hoodwinked, and led astray, that's on you.
Did you hear me say Bo is for the people, or did I just want to
Hey, Jill, you didn't have to come out and say Bo is for the people for me to say.
All right, let's keep listening to the video.
That's what you said. Bo is for the people.
All right.
Given how scattered the characters are, and it also opens the door for exploring their personal struggles alongside the bigger Apocalypse arc. The exciting part is that even with all this uncertainty, Season 3 is already in development. Brad Winderbaum from Marvel confirmed it earlier this year, which shows the studio's commitment to keeping the series alive for the long haul. Considering how much praise Season 1 received from critics and fans, it makes sense that Marvel wants to build on that momentum. The X-Men comics offer a huge treasure trove of stories to adapt, so there's no shortage of material for the show to explore moving forward. DeMaio's comments add a cloud of doubt, but they also highlight just how high the expectations are. If the creative team can balance the new direction with the groundwork he left behind, then Season 2 has the chance to not just meet.
Say again?
I said you're the only one that does not see it.
Okay.
But maybe even surpass what came before. Fans aren't just invested in flashy powers and battles, they care about the heart of these characters, their relationships, and their struggles in a world that fears them. Season 1 nailed that balance, and Season 2 will need to keep it going if it wants to live up to its potential. All in all, Season 2 is shaping up to be a mix of uncertainty and excitement. On one hand, delays and creative shakeups always raise red flags, and DeMaio's warnings about the production being messy can't be ignored. But on the other hand, the cast is returning, the storylines are ambitious, and Marvel has already committed to continuing with a 3rd season. Apocalypse's rise, Gambit's possible resurrection, and Wolverine's healing journey all promise the kind of emotional depth and epic scale that made Season 1 resonate so much. Even though the road has been bumpy, there's still plenty of reason to believe X-Men 97 Season 2 can deliver something special. If the team sticks the landing, it could prove once again that the X-Men don't just belong on the sidelines of Marvel, they deserve the spotlight, both in animation and on the big screen.
Sure. Who's I just watching right now? Who is this YouTuber? The Film Royalty. You like him?
I do like him. Basic videos. He's not doing anything but giving info.
No. Chill, watch out. The pink hat Darius will drag you. He got time today. Come on, we all know.
It baffles me. I never understand it. I don't understand the
being on code stuff and not being so loose with just that guy doesn't care and that guy doesn't.
Nope. It's the same. I use this quote all the time, and I will always use this quote because it's so. When someone shows you who they are the first time, it's just like if I was to touch a stove and it burns me. Why the fuck would I go back and touch it 2 more times?
So the final product of X-Men 97, which you're using as the basis of your criticism. I'm still talking, Darius, brother.
Because you keep because you keep doing that. I don't do that then. If you don't want me to talk when if you don't want me to talk when you're talking, say what I said. I'm not basing my premise off of X-Men 97. I told you what I'm basing my premise off of. So use everything if you want to combat me, use what I said. Don't make up shit. Use what I said.
You literally were using X-Men.
The whole thing. X-Men 97, his tweets, the things that he has said, not just X-Men 97. I'm using Bo's words as well. So make sure that you're putting that in there if you want to say, I'll let you talk, but put that shit in there too.
I kind of don't want to do it. It's fine, man. You guys can interpret whatever I was going to finish my sentence with. Moving on to some of the other stuff that we have. Predator Badlands, which I remember the first couple trailers that we were watching here looked good. Can they execute one more time? Here's another trailer for Predator Badlands. It's on Discussed in Film. The final trailer has been released. It's coming to movie theaters November 7. And since this is Disney, we're not going to be flagged. Thanks, Disney.
Welcome to the most dangerous planet in the universe, where everything is trying to kill you.
I need a hand.
You're here to prove yourself. Hunting something that can't be killed. We might not be alone in this hunt.
Yaslan so idzie. Det dzied unites.
Not as fancy as that other one that I seem to like a little bit more, but still, it's going to be a small cast. It's just going to be a survival. It gives that feel. Not a bad movie. Someone said ticket already bought.
Yeah, I'll see it. That trailer wasn't as good as the other, but I'll see it. I'll definitely see it.
You might want to mute on parts. Disney might flag you. No, they've been good. I think WandaVision, that first trailer, but they got us because of the music they used. But the internet community has never had issues with Disney trailers. We're good. Predator, plus the Predator is black, so gotta support. Don't get me started on that one. I'll be checking with.
That's all right.
I'll be checking for Badlands. I won't be checking for Tron Ares. Did they have a trailer today?
No, they're done. I believe with their trailers. I think they released their last one.
Mm-hmm. He has the Killmonger hairdo. Well, didn't Predators exist before Killmonger was in 2018's Black Panther? Who copied who? Well, you can see it in IMAX. So it's supposed to be the big movie of that month.
Yeah, like I said, this trailer wasn't as good as that last one, but it does look like it'll be all right. Looks like it'll be all right.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not much of a Predator fan, guys, but it came. Super chat.
Spend a lot of money on my brand new guitar. Baby's got a habit, diamond rings, and Fendi sports bra.
Teb S23 with another $2 super sticker.
Very generous again. No message. So thank you.
Yeah, did he write a message before? I think I saw him say something. He said that the Tim Meadows Man of Steel story is fake, by the way, or the Man of Tomorrow story.
Yeah, so he may not be in Man of Tomorrow, especially if they have really secretly cast him as Martian Manhunter. He is in Man of Tomorrow. Martian Manhunter is a part of that story.
But the problem with that tweet is that they linked this article from the Hollywood Reporter, and as I was like filing through it just during the stream when you were talking, I didn't see anything here about Tim Meadows. So they linked like a September article where it was talking about who's going to be in it, and it's Superman David Cornsweet. It's Cornsweet, Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, Rachel Brosnahan, heroes like Nathan Fillion, Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gathag, Geek Out. So we don't see Tim Meadows. It was a fake. It was a fake. They got us. Thank you, Teb. S23. Tron comes out this week. If it bombs, Disney might have a problem. Zootopia might unproblem them, and then Avatar might unproblem them. Did you know that the first Zootopia made $1 billion? I didn't know. Badlands looks good, just not a must-see for me. Again, that Tim Meadows story is fake. God, okay. And Tron drops to Friday. What's going on? Morning, WZ. I refuse to believe Tim is Martian Manhunter. Believe it. Predators never had that hairstyle, though. They put that frog man through the Killmonger drip test. Nah, people are going to see Tron. Ooh, people are going to see Tron? Let's give it a 200 million budget. I mean, box office, 200 million.
I don't think a lot of people are going to go see Tron. I haven't seen a lot of positivity around it at all.
Yeah, it's one of those that the international audience might like for all the flashy lights and stuff. But even then, remember, international audiences aren't showing up, so it's not going to be a pretty one. Zootopia and Avatar should be good because China likes those IPs. It's been a long 3 years since the last Avatar, and it's been a long 8 years since the last Zootopia, right? So we'll see. Could be a different world that we're living in, bro. Because China just, I don't know, they got their own Chinese movies. They're good. And tariffs and all that national pride and all that stuff. To Avatar, though, there was a Screen Rant article that I was reading about how the Avatar Fire and Ash toys and figures and massive banshees have been revealed. Are you going to pick up any of these things for the Fire and Ash?
Figures? No. Absolutely not.
These look pretty good. Shiny toys.
Yeah, no, not for me. But
do you have any from the franchise?
No.
So like, why even start, right?
Yeah, no.
7-inch McFarlane Collector Edition line. Okay. Ooh, then there's the new Banshees. You don't care. You don't seem like you care. Next topic. Let's move over from Predator to... Oh, there was this X-Men like movie X-Men Jean Grey actress. Frankie. What's her face? Frankie Jensen? Famke. There it is. On not returning as Jean Grey alongside her X-Men co-stars. She says, I'm really excited to see when it comes out. Just like everyone else, I'll find out what those storylines are and how it all ended up. She's not in it. Is she lying?
She's lying.
You know something?
I don't know anything outside of, things that James Mack and other scoopers have said that, there are actors that haven't been announced. Even Kevin Feige said that there are actors that haven't been announced. that will either be cameos, surprise appearances, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, she's lying. Take everybody, I always say this, take your minds back to the Hollywood Reporter. It's a 60+ ensemble film. They didn't announce 60 people. So she's lying, Hallie's lying. Anybody that says they're not in it, they're all lying.
Okay. This is clearly a lie. When someone begins with like, to be honest with you, like that means that lying is in the question. So yeah, to be honest with you, I don't really know the storyline, so I'm not sure. That is a lie. Like that's just not how people talk. They just say they're not in the movie. What do you mean you don't really know the storyline? I kind of know it. Why would you kind of know it if you're not part of the production at all? And how could you be not sure? You're either in it or you're not. You should be sure you're not in the movie. So this is a lie. No one wants to be dishonest, and I get that, but you're lying. It's not my world. It's never been my world, really. That whole comic book world. I should know by now. I've been in it long enough, but I'm really excited to see when it comes out.
She says she's been in it long enough. She should know. When's the last time you were in it, Vomky? X3? What was that? 07?
Post-credit scene, Days of Future Past. Remember the ending? Wasn't she in there when Logan was waking up? She was in the credit.
She was in there. She said, "Hey, Logan." That's all she said. So, yeah, sure. Days of Future Past. I don't know what she's talking about, but also, she's definitely in it. Just like Hallie and the rest of them. And the reason I say that, the reason I'm saying that with confidence is because, I live for scoops, so I pay attention to the scoopers. I pay attention to the leaks and things like that because a lot of the times, despite what a lot of people think, they are not wrong. A lot of the times they have crafted movies and put them together months, years before we've seen them. They've gotten scoops and said things. So, if I'm to believe these same scoopers, they have and Alan Cummings and what he said and things like that, we know the X-Men are going to fight the Avengers. If we were to believe even more that has come out, it's supposedly this X-Men universe is a hostile universe, meaning they've possibly been playing, which I mentioned last time, possibly been playing the Game of Worlds. And if they've been playing the Game of Worlds, then that means that they are actively seeking universes to destroy. So if that is true, we know that if you take I even had to go back and rewatch the post-credit scene to the Marvels on YouTube just to, because it's a hostile universe from what people were saying. People are kind of referencing the way that Binary, which is Monica's mom in that universe, or from this universe, Monica's mom, she's Binary in that universe, next universe. The way she stands up and takes that blanket off. And I think she says, does she say, "What the hell are you doing in my universe?" Or now who are you and what are you doing in our universe? Or something like that. It's kind of hostile the way she says it. It's not like, okay, what's going on? Can we help you? It's more like, what the fuck are you doing here? Why are you here? Beast already seemingly knows about what's going on. Well, somewhat. And then says he's going to go talk to Charles, and Charles wants an update on things and like that. So if we're kind of going off of that, kind of going off what the scooper said, kind of going off of all that stuff, then, and we also know that they are going to fight. And some people have, now I don't believe this part, some people have been putting together the picture they put out a few days ago saying, "Look hard." A lot of people are saying, well, if you look hard enough, there's some X's and there's some A's. Now, these could be people just seeing shit or whatever. Leaning more toward the Avengers versus X-Men. Now, take yourselves again back to the Scoopers. Scoopers have been saying that. The Scoopers have been saying Avengers versus X-Men is not going to be a movie itself. It's going to be within one of the Avengers films. And that is Doomsday, apparently. We know that there's a big fight that's supposed to ensue between the X-Men and the Avengers. Now, is it going to be a full feature-length film? No, you're not getting a full feature-length film of Avengers versus X-Men. But you are going to get something in Doomsday. So in order for you to do an Avengers versus X-Men, you need the X-Men. I do believe Jean and the rest of them are going to be there.
Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige confirmed that there are still multiple casting announcements left to be made for the Phase 6 ensemble.
Indeed. I mean, there was just no way, in my opinion. I know people get worried or people are worried or whatever for Doomsday. There was no way they were doing, and I don't have any inside knowledge, but I don't believe they are just saying, "Hey, here's the failed here's our failed our failed sagas, and we're gonna throw it all into one film and enjoy. That's what type of what type of business move is that? Why would I take all the characters from our failed sagas that we had less retention, more people complaining, blah 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 blah, put them in an Avengers film, a title you haven't seen since 2018, and say have fun? If less, I'm going to do that with a lot of other moving pieces. So no, that bag is not the end all be all of the cast. You're gonna get a spectacle.
They probably told her something to get her to sign up. Famke Jensen.
She does.
Looks weird after all the cosmetic surgery on her face.
She does. She was a pretty girl. I don't know why she played in How to Get Away with Murder. In the first season she showed up, and she's in several episodes, several seasons. The first season she showed up in, she was Jean. The next season she showed up in, she had gotten that How to Get Away with Murder check and paid for some botched cosmetic surgery because she does not look the same. Her face is all out here and puffy.
People in Recast T'Challa, they're gonna say, "See, they recasted Jean too. They didn't even." It's gonna be another feather. And okay, we know the actors don't film together, and the script isn't finished when actors are filmed, so they may be in the dark on some things. Alan Cumming was asked about Halle. He said maybe she does appear because they want to say things because they're told promote the movie still. That's why like Famke Jensen. That's why she says something like or was it the last part of her quote? Just like everyone else, I'll find out what those storylines are and how we'll all end up. Like Alan Cummings is also doing the same thing where he says, I don't know, will Halle be in it? She could be in it. She could be in it. Because they're supposed to promote the film as well as to act like they're not in it. And so they're easy to read. Simple.
When it comes to that trailer, if they drop what they're attaching to Avatar Fire and Ash, I don't know how long that's going to be. I'm sure it's obviously just a tease, but I would think, and we've said this before, they really need to bring it on that trailer, that teaser. It can't be a thing where people are talking about it, just for the holiday or just for the time of that day or whatever. They really they should bring it. And I said that because for whatever reason, YouTube suggested the original trailer to Infinity War for me the other day, and I watched it. They better bring it.
That was a trailer.
They better bring it. They better really bring it.
That's what software are y'all streaming on? It's StreamYard. Isn't it obvious from the things we click on? And yeah, this is StreamYard.
Not obvious if they've never been on StreamYard.
Yeah, I guess not. Be nice. I hasn't seen her in a minute. These docs need to be stopped. What can they do? What you mean by that? What can they do? Anything. Sky's the limit.
With what?
Don't forget to test that like button to be sure it works. Thank you, Golden Samurai. Yeah, they should hold off on the trailer.
I don't think so. I don't think they. When I said to Chill a couple weeks ago or when it was that it would behoove them to drop it the same time they did the Star Wars one. I still stand by that. I don't think waiting would behoove them. I don't think that'd be a good idea. You are trying to judge up a film, even with the Avengers title on it. You're trying to judge up a film where no one has watched your last films. No one watched Brave New Shit. No one watched The Fantastic Flop. And no one watched The Thunderbolts. No one. Not Thunderbolts didn't, or Fantastic Four didn't flop. But maybe not even to their standards, it didn't flop. But no one watched those. No one was watching. Like no one was talking about them. If this were a different era, we would still be talking about the movie that we just watched from the summer. We'd still be like, theorizing. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. we're not doing that. So it's like, you need to do something to excite them. The chair announcement, cool. It amassed a lot of eyes. Didn't do anything for the longevity of conversation. Robert Downey Jr. unmasking himself. People still talk about it today, but it's still divisive. It's not like, oh, I'm so excited. It's like, I don't know. So you need to do something that's going. Now, I don't even know if this is going to be that something that's going to get fans all on the same page and riled up. Of course, you're going to have your people saying, mid, stupid, the MCU's dead. But if you can get somewhat of that, and I use this all the time, that WandaVision spark back. If you can get something of that back, where people are holding panel streams, where they're talking with 4 or 5 other different creators about, okay, this is different. This is is the MCU back? And if they're not doing that, I don't think you can do that like in a few months before the film. You need to do it now. You need to do it now. Because again, another example. When Anthony Russo posted that picture during Infinity War and said, look hard, people were streaming out the ass, doing videos with fucking dissecting new rock stars, Easter eggs, all that type of shit. Nobody did that for that. Nobody did that for that picture. No one cared.
New rock stars did one.
Well, that's their jobs. But but the other people, like, no one's like breaking it down. Like, no one. It's kind of
WandaVision's fault, don't you feel? I feel like during that period, that 9 weeks, that 9 episodes, it was like, okay, well, you see, there's the comic book, and that's why this is the helmet of so and so, and this is from that when we were okay. I'm not speaking English. Let me start over. We were not being rewarded with the things that we were thinking about, and it ended up week after week that we weren't getting what we thought. So the time period of WandaVision is more reflective of how big and how things were after Endgame. Endgame is what was the culture. It's not like the WandaVision culture.
Yeah, Endgame was the culture, but
you said the WandaVision feeling is whatever you said. I think it's more so we don't get to the WandaVision feeling without the 10 years prior. That's what got us there.
Yeah, sure. I'm just talking about the theorizing that everybody was doing. People were online. I mean, this was the fun time. Disney was dropping shows at 2 a.m. People had to work the next goddamn day. So no one's doing that now. I tell you what, let Marvel drop something at 2 a.m. I'll catch the next fucking day. I'm not waking up at 2 a.m.
The reason why they didn't want to have too many people on the server crashed it, so they put it at an impossible time. So yeah, some people hardcore will do it. Some people are on the West Coast and they can stay up till midnight and they're fine. But then because not everyone is watching at that same time, they don't crash it. Now they don't worry about that. They'll just give it to you at 8:00 p.m. because we'll take as many viewers as we can. We're fine. No one's crashing our servers for good.
Yeah, it's just not that time. It's not that
era.
Not there. Not there. And I don't know. So.
Yeah, things are not so super. What's the worst MCU movie and the worst show? We've done these rankings before. When we did worst MCU movie, we went to Eternals, maybe?
I don't think Eternals is the worst.
What did we say? Captain Marvel 2? I don't think it was the worst either.
I don't think Captain Marvel 2 is the worst either. I don't know. The worst.
I really didn't like Thunderbolts.
Brave New World is ass. Ass. And shame on all of you, for those of you that were, some of y'all might be here, tried to tell me, oh, it's not ass. It was actually pretty good. And it actually does give you some Winter Soldier vibes. No, it does not.
Worst show, maybe Secret Invasion. I didn't like Agatha. I didn't watch Echo. Worst show.
Agatha. I liked Agatha. Agatha was pretty good.
Maybe She-Hulk. No, She-Hulk wasn't that bad. She-Hulk was
bad.
Not that bad.
They started. Until you get to like, how many episodes are there? Like 6, or there's 6 or 8 She-Hulk. I don't know. Until you get to that 9, Jesus. Until you get to that last episode, that's awful. And then like the ones where like she's Oh, that's in the last episode where she's changing. She's like, wait, I don't want this guy to come down and do this. No. Okay, now this guy shouldn't be doing this. And it'd be really cool if Daredevil showed up. That stuff I didn't like.
Well, Daredevil's one I didn't finish either. I think I saw the first 2 episodes.
Finished Daredevil. And I won't be watching season 2. You know, they are really trying to hype up season 2 and like, oh, this is going to happen. I just, I guess when's it come out? Next spring? Don't care.
Yeah, maybe Daredevil's my worst.
Worst
thanks
show.
for the super chat,
show. I guess Daredevil. I mean.
Someone said Thor: Love and Thunder would be the worst movie.
Thor: Love and Thunder is bad.
I got Thunderbolts 2 Naries.
Man, y'all better get off the Thunderbolts.
Eternals.
Thunderbolts was actually good. It's actually good. Everybody has their preference though, but Thunderbolts was actually, I thought, pretty good.
Well, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Keira Knightley played the decoy, one of the people that Padme was, okay? And she's saying, we'll go pitch it to Disney. I should be getting the spinoff. I'm going to phone Ryan Gosling and be like, dude, what happened to Sabe? Sabi?
I was about to say, who's Ryan Gosling?
Starfighter.
Yeah. No. That was just I don't know if they asked her a Star Wars question and she just needed to pull some shit out her ass, but no.
Well, I watched Star Wars Meg, and apparently there's a comic book where this character was like talking to Darth Vader and like, talking about Anakin Skywalker, talking about how, because she was close to Padme. And so this character is not a nothing character. I mean, she is a nothing character, but she's not that nothing.
So what is it? So what's with that new knowledge, because I wasn't privy to that. Yeah. So with that new knowledge, what does that do? Or is the series over? I've got to get to Anakin. I've got to get to Vader. I've got to tell him about this Jedi named Anakin.
No,
and then he's gonna kill her.
She was next to Vader when she said it in the comic book page.
And he didn't kill her.
Watch the video. I don't remember. I was like
shocked he didn't kill her.
Probably does. I don't know, but that's like the comic books are irrelevant anyways. Really relevant. We know that. So who cares? Any more further thoughts on this? Keira Knightley coming back, star power. Like, how old would she be for Ryan Gosling? Because Ryan Gosling's movie happens 40 years after Order 66.
She, in my headcanon, she's dead.
She might not be alive.
She died during. I don't know. She's dead
during Ryan Gosling's period. She'd be dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big bank, take low buy. Big bank, take low buy. Type of money you gonna need to say.
Ryan Gosling, Ms. Knightley, and Ewan looking for a paycheck.
Yeah, gotta be. Well, shit, she better go knock on another Disney door with pirates.
Well, Ewan is warranted. I would like him to get the paycheck. Keira Knightley didn't even know that you were in Phantom Menace when you were a teenager. Now I know. You were an extra. You were straight out of acting school, and they were like, yeah, let's just bring one of them. Or drama class, straight out of drama class. They were shooting in town. Okay, let's get this Keira Knightley person. Sure. Here's your $17.99. You're in Star Wars.
They did a damn good job, too, because when I was a kid, I didn't know the difference until she said, this is my...
Chancellor Valorum, I demand a recount.
Her depressed way she talked. It's crazy. Padme talked that way in the first one, but none of the others. None of the others were she just depressed, slow talking, monotone voiced character.
You complaining? You wanted the monotone back?
You know what? Maybe I like my queen a little stoic.
Yeah, it's stoic. That's all it is. We got another super chat.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And everything.
Step up in the building. I'm 2 goals up. And then he says, Obi-Wan was hot trash. Ewan could kick rocks, my opinion. Hey, stop. I didn't say it wasn't hot trash. I didn't say there was problems or anything. But he's still a character who can, if you cast him with a good writer, with a good show, with a budget, you can still do good things with him. Yeah, Obi-Wan's show was bad. Kenobi was garbage.
Yeah,
6 episodes of hard to watch, hard to accept. Why is Leia knowing who he is? It was just all over the place. I get it, but don't take that out. Don't kick rocks at Ewan, Darius.
Maybe not at Ewan. It was just awful. I hate that show. I hate that show. I hate it.
Give him redemption. I'm all for giving him redemption. She wasn't nothing for that one issue of Star Wars. Oh, I guess you read it. You said Vader kills all her guards. Man, I was watching Star Wars Mag, playing Pokemon Go, and just watching her talk about that comic book. And I think the pictures were on screen. I wasn't really paying too much attention. Terrible acting. You don't like my Chancellor Valorum? We demand a vote of non-confidence. This body must continue with new leadership. I nominate Palpatine of Naboo.
I vote for no confidence in Senator Valorum.
All the aliens talking to each other. The E.T. alien was in that movie too. Little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Does Disney own E.T. right now? It was 20th Century Fox. Oh, was it? Damn, that would have been so cool if they did own them and they just like did another Easter egg of on some episode of Darth Maul Shadow Lords. That'd be cool.
I'm pretty sure Universal owns E.T.
I don't really pay attention back then I didn't. Now I do. To know you can stream it on Peacock, you can stream it on Max. So now I need to know who made what movie. Natasha Leo Bordizzo shares a new photo from the set of Ahsoka. And as for this journey, it only gets more epic. Okay, this is the new photo. We can see Natasha, who plays Sabine Wren, the Mandalorian, who now uses lightsabers and has the Force, and Ahsoka Tano. They are in a whole nother planet. What are their reflection coming off of? What is it? A lightsaber hilts? What is this? No. A temple? What you got?
I don't know. Probably a temple or somewhere.
A metallic temple in Peridia?
I'm sick of Peridia already.
In that foreign planet?
But that is where they would be. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure. Lots of things to come with this season. So we'll see exactly what they've got in store. Sabine. You know what's funny when they said, oh, no. She's not going to have the Force because why would she? And then they said, oh, well, we gave her the Force. It's like, oh, yeah, because everybody gets it, you know? You get the Force. You get the Force. You over there. You want some Force? You got it.
All right.
It's coming. It's coming. Lots of good stuff with this season. Lots of good things coming with this season.
Stuff to look forward towards. And comic book movie, they have this big article. And in the article that is big, it tells us, rumor Avengers Doomsday spoilers promise a big Secret Wars debut, more casting additions, and X-Men details. Well, yeah, there's a whole lot we don't know about the X-Men. We are expecting more castings and Secret Wars and all that stuff that they talk about. You're not breaking any news here.
No,
Did I read this whole damn thing, or is there something specifically that happens here?
No, they're talking about good stuff in this. They're talking about James Mack. They're talking about Black Swan. All the connective stuff that could go down for Doomsday. Just kind of talking about Black Swan's appearance showing up in not Doomsday, but more likely Secret Wars. Talks about obviously the opening of how T'Challa sees her first and how she's, on that planet and destroyed, it blows up behind her and all that kind of stuff. It also talks about just kind of where we could be in Secret Wars. Like if she shows up, how that could play out. You know, Alex over the Cosmic Circus tweeted a while back, watch Clea, or don't trust Clea, sorry. And a lot of people before he even said that, when she showed up in Multiverse of Madness, thought that she might be a part of the Black Swans, member of the Black Swans and things like that on Doctor Doom's team, going on to Rabamal. So we really don't know. They really might be leaning that deep into the storyline of Secret Wars, to where they're actually doing Rabamal, to where they actually. Now the thing I don't like about it is, if you do that, you would need I still have said this, you need a third movie. I've seen suggestions of saying they might have flashbacks of those things, those events in Secret Wars. I don't think you properly tell a story with flashbacks like that. But we've all kind of said, with Doom coming in and they've not set him up at all, the only way that you really can tell this in two stories is if you do flashbacks or something like that. So I don't know if they're going to show flashbacks of certain events and things that are supposed to happen that explain missing pieces to the puzzle that we have not seen as the audience. Explains who Doom is, why Doom has the following he has. You know, maybe he was in the MCU, just like in the comics, going off the name Rabamal, to where he actually tricked a whole different groups of people into believing that he was the savior of the universe, or this person was real, and all this kind of stuff. And I've seen suggestions from the Scoop saying that that's where Strange is now. You know, where Clea says, you know, there's an incursion, you're going to help me fix it. She takes Strange to fix that incursion, but along the way, now if we see any of this, I don't know. Along the way, you know, he has met Doom, who Doom explains to him, I'm trying to save the multiverse. And while trying to save the multiverse, convinces Steven, I need your help, to where Steven is going to likely be on Doom's team when they do show back up. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They talk about a lot of different things in this article, a lot of different scoops from James Mack. But we'll see. I mean, the Black Swans might honestly be in the film. I do believe that she is. I don't think she's in Doomsday. Neither does the article. I think she's in Secret Wars. But then again, you have her show up in Secret Wars. It's going to be a bunch of flashbacks. I don't know how you would do that. So you'd have to one, explain to the normal audience who the fuck she is. Two, how she knows Doctor Doom isn't connected to Doctor Doom or Clea. If they go the Rabamal route, explain that. I mean, that's a lot to explain in a fucking flashback. Explain that. Explain how he's duped everybody. Explain, you'd have to explain it all.
Says there's no word on who could play the Black Swan. I don't care who they play as the Black Swan. Could be somebody new, could be somebody old, like an established actor. Whoever they cast, I trust them. I don't really have any fears about this.
No, I have no fears on who they cast as Black Swan. I just have fears on their execution.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
Fears on who they cast. Just, I hope they can execute it and make it make sense, because you're doing Doomsday and then you're jumping into Secret Wars. Doomsday, from what we know thus far about it, doesn't tell me anything about how or why Doom is who he is, why we should fear him, why they, our heroes, should fear him.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I'm so curious, though. I think I said this about Superman and all that, but I've never been more excited for a teaser fucking trailer than Doomsday's, just for my pure curiosity. And I hope it's not like a deal where they've just put like lines from Infinity War and Endgame and things like that. I don't, because we know it's connecting to all that. Like, in the whole thing with Doom coming, just like Rabamal, the whole thing with Doom trying to take out certain people that have caused incursions, one being Steve Rogers. We'll see. Don't know. There's going to be several teams, though, from what they say. Several different teams. You'll have, I guess, some team even with the Maker from another universe. And I guess on that team, I don't know. It's all in that. They talk about it in the article. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a lot of characters, but I would assume you'd have to have all these characters. You'd have to have all these characters.
A lot of characters, put them in the teaser trailer so that you can do the toy sales for the year, even before the movie comes out. Lots of people bought a lot of Force Awakens toys when they had that trailer come out a year before. And we're not exactly having the same enthusiasm levels as Star Wars was in year 2014, but I think, yeah, man, the trailer might be a good idea right before Avatar. Not for excitement, for toy sales. I don't think like you get people excited a year earlier, and then that just dissipates, and then we wait for the actual trailer coming when it's time for the movie rollout.
Yeah. They also talk about something in there about using Cerebro to locate Franklin. So I don't know if that's the time that the Fantastic Four and the Avengers show up to the X-Men, and after fighting each other, like, oh, wait, whoa. Spider-Man mean. None of us are the bad guy here. We've all been duped. Where's our son? Oh, I've got something that can help. Cerebro. I don't know. Don't let me write the movie. That'd be awful. But yeah, I don't know. Something like that.
Mm-hmm. 2 stories left to talk on. I'll be short with this one. With Diddy, he got 4 years and 2 months.
Diddy's a story? Is he? Did I send that?
I sent it.
No.
I put it in. I won't click on the article. Fine, I'll be quick with this. I don't want to stay on it too long. Justice was served, quote unquote, but like he's not getting any punishment for what he did to Cassie. What he is getting punishment is for trafficking. So like, all right, we got 4 years and 2 months.
Man, I don't feel bad for this man. I didn't feel bad for this man when I talked about this last year when it was getting started. I don't feel bad for this man now. His legal team's talking about they're scared of sexual assaults in prison and things like that. Well, I mean, how do you think his victims felt every time they got an invite? How do you think Cassie felt every time that, you know, a sex party was brought up to her, or whatever the fuck they were called, Freakniks or whatever the fuck they were? How do you think that she felt? So I don't feel bad for this man at all. On top of that, his legal team really thought that they were going to get a lesser sentence for him. They were planning, you know, him to show up at speaking events for businesses, things like that, like within the next week, because they thought that this man was going to get out. So there was no like apology tour. He was getting set up to go make money, to go speak at certain events and things like that, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't, even the apology he gave in the courtroom to Cassie, that wasn't sincere. That was for show. His kids coming up there talking, I feel bad for the kids. Hey, and you know what? Actually, I retract that. These are grown. His kids are grown. His kids are grown. There are kids right now, 2, 3, 6, 4, 5, without their dads, locked up in prison for dumb shit they did too. Life happens. World goes on. People without their dads. I didn't have mine. Mine was in prison too. It happens. I mean, I don't feel bad. I don't, because these are things that your dad did. That from what reports say, some of y'all children were privy to.
Again, like he's not even going to jail for the big stuff. They got him on trafficking because he gave money. Like, you're in New York, I'm gonna fly you out to LA, and you're gonna participate in this party. And the person wanted to participate in it, but there's rules. Once you cross the state, that's it. You can't go to Florida for these things. That's called something tuition. You can fill out the blank. Prosta. That's not allowed. And so I'm like, yeah, they're giving you 4 years, and like someone said in the chat, he already served, so he's got 3 years left. Like, I'm like, this is iffy. This is touchy. This is like, you're getting him, and you're probably giving him this time because of how bad what he isn't being convicted for. Like, well, he's not being sentenced for it. We're giving him a longer. Anyways, that's what I got to say about that. I think that when he comes back out in 3 years, he'll have a couple Avengers movies. Probably didn't see Superman. He's gonna be good. He's gonna have like a few things to watch.
Yeah, and he'll it'll be
fly off to a country with no extradition.
It'll be business as usual when he comes back.
You know, there's a lot of Epstein related stuff that if you would have like knocked down that domino, it would have knocked down even more. So they couldn't, because you know they gotta keep that blackmail on all the politicians, world leaders, the people in the industry who Israel has been like trying to shut up, control, blackmail. He couldn't do it. That's why he was just a beneficiary of that in this trial.
Yeah.
To be real, he should have been given time served based on evidence, based on Rob Kraft message, Parlor's happy ending slap on the wrists. It's almost never the initial sentence that's bad. It's the probation period after that can lead to real time if he F's up. Yeah. Well, he's probably going to go in like protective custody the next 3 years. Or what do you call it when it's not general population? What is it called? Whatever it is. He'll do that.
Why would he go into protective custody? Who's after his ass?
I forget the term.
I know somebody who I have enjoyed thoroughly throughout this entire case is 50 Cent, who sent a letter to the judge telling him why did he needed to be locked up. 50's been on his ass the entire time. He has not let up. He's been on his kid's ass. He's been on his ass the entire time. So I've thoroughly enjoyed 50 Cent's pettiness throughout all of this. And that letter, if you ever have time to read it, is hilarious that he sent to the judge. So check that out.
That list isn't coming out. Trump leveraging that info for his governor race. Yeah. Trump got the New York mayor, what's his name, Eric Adams, to step down so that they doesn't split the vote between him and Andrew Cuomo. Trump is a guy, man.
Never. I hate it here.
Him and Luigi running PC. Does PC mean protective custody? I think it does.
I think so.
Well, the one that's not Gen Pop. You should have never tried to take 50 shopping. The last story here is the Avatar. The Avatar, guys. There's been a rumor coming out. There's like what was his name, man? The Spanish YouTuber who received some news. He received some screenshots of the movie, and he had to describe them. He described what happened in it. But if he actually showed you the pictures, he would be flagged. The Paramount would come after him. But he was telling us what the movie's about. There's going to be like magic in it. There's going to be a new staff in it. And this came out like a week ago. We're expecting some of these things to be expanded on at New York Comic Con because the Avatar Studios, Brian and Mike, they're going to be there and probably give us more about the movie, which is coming out next year at New York Comic Con. We might get the teaser trailer for it. For the
he got pictures of the movie. Interesting.
Yeah, some Spanish YouTuber got like 15 pictures of the movie, and he said, "I can't show you it," but it's believed that he's telling the truth. So a magical staff. There could be another Airbender also who survived or got born after the 100 years wait, and there's a possible fight between an evil Airbender and Aang. I will take you now to this YouTube channel, the Avatarist, to fill us in.
Actually clarify in his response video. Firstly, the Unity Tower, he says it looks like the City Hall from The Legend of Korra, but then he also clarifies that there's no skyscrapers, it doesn't look like a big modern city, but this is still a major landmark. This does make sense because this is a young Republic city, we're not in Korra's era yet, so no giant skyline. Even in the Aang Yakone flashbacks, the city looked a lot more simple, a lot smaller in scale, which makes sense. Secondly, he clarifies Katara's apartment. In his original video, he made a joke that it was $1 trillion apartment, and a lot of people, myself included by the way, thought he meant she owned an entire apartment complex. But nope, it's just a nice, bigger than average Earth Kingdom type house apartment. He sketched it out and even compared the design to the base of Aang's statue. I think it'd be a pretty cool Easter egg if this turned out to be the apartment they shared together, and after Aang died, they turned it into a statue. But that's just speculation, please don't go to Reddit and say that's confirmed. But then he mentions 2 new locations that will be showing up in the movie. One is the Southern Air Temple. Many people speculated that this was actually the Southern Air Temple in the leaked concept art. The second location is spoiler heavy and tied to the villain of the movie, so he kept it vague. He also addressed a misunderstanding about character.
Thank you.
Try Olay for firmer, lifted skin without pricey procedures.
No, I will
Only
not try Olay.
Characters like Suki and Mei. People assumed that they weren't in the movie because they weren't in the images he was sent. But he clarifies that his source doesn't get every single detail. They're someone who attends Paramount meetings across multiple different IPs, and they only receive the key highlights, which explains why we're hearing about certain characters and not others. Obviously, if Suki, Mei, Ty Lee, the Kyoshi Warriors, they all show up in the movie for 20 seconds each, they're probably not being mentioned in these important meetings. Honestly, I'm a little surprised he gave a job description for his source. It sounds like to me this guy or girl, whoever, is in some sort of coordinator level job, which means Paramount could probably narrow it down to...
May didn't marry Zuko, did she?
We actually don't know. Everything Zuko does in Korra has nothing to do with his wife.
Then why the fuck would May or Ty Lee show up? Would they
Don't know.
not be in prison? I mean, they helped Azula, regardless of the change of hearts. Okay, I don't know, but just curious. I didn't know if he married May or not.
Apparently, he gets cucked in the comics. Speaking of moisturizers, if you remember watching the original Avatar on when it first came out, you need to start using retinol. LOL. It's been 20 years, eh? That's a lot.
Who is leaking all of this stuff if they really wanted to, but hey, that's none of my business. Now let's get back on topic and talk about the airbending villain again. Appa Comics confirms that Taga is not Chanyu from Avatar Realms Collide. Now I'm gonna be real, you guys are smarter than me because I didn't even think of that guy. I know it turned out to not be correct, but Chanyu from this mobile game didn't even cross my mind. He also responded to something I brought up.
Have you ever heard of Chanyu from the mobile game? What?
Nah, didn't play the mobile game.
Yeah, it's a mobile game. It's just like Star Wars comic books. It's not canon. It's just a mobile game.
My mind. He also responded to something I brought up last time in my video. Remember how I said an alleged audience tester reached out to me? This was a few months ago. They claimed that the villain's tattoos were fake and that they weren't a real air nomad. They even told me the villain was traveling with 2 different people and they were searching for a relic. They showed me the company that they did the testing through. So I shared that information at the time, not because I thought it was extremely credible or anything, and I even said it in the video, it was alleged, not confirmed, but I thought it was interesting that parts of it lined up with Appa Comics info, such as the villain's description, his hair, his stature. The only inconsistency was, of course, him not being an airbender. But Appa Comics now says that is completely false and has no chance of being true because in the official film synopsis, according to him, it states that the antagonist is an airbender. There are no fake tattoos, no multiverse weirdness, no 150-year-old backstory, just a guy in his 30s, ripped and very much an airbender. After
Stop right there. If a guy is in his 30s and he's an airbender, right? And this movie takes place, what, 10 years after Avatar and Katara and everyone and like that's if he's a 30-year-old, I have to ask, where was he? When does your bending kick in? At adolescence? Like when where was he when people needed to fight? He's a bad guy though, right? He's a bad guy.
I don't know.
The Fire Nation was supposed to kill all the airbenders. They went to Northern Temple, Western Temple, Eastern and Southern Temple. They killed them all. It doesn't mean though there weren't people who are not at the temple who were like, oh, it's bad for airbenders? All right, I'm just gonna lay low and live in Ba Sing Se or one of these little villages somewhere in the world, and I will have a kid. And that kid could have the genetics of airbender person. And that's why this new guy who's 30 years old now, that's why he's alive, because that person had a kid who had another kid and an airbender was born. I know the show is called Avatar, The Last Airbender, but I am not married to the title. The title Avatar, The Last Airbender should not mean there can only be one airbender. It's just a catchy thing. And for the show, there was no other airbenders, but there could be a village somewhere where people from the Air Nation, Air Tribe, what are they? The Air Nomads. Where nomads were like, we found each other. Hey, we're not going to tell anyone here that we are whatever. We'll just live in the Earth Kingdom. They all think we're Earth Kingdom. And, you know, if we do have airbending, we keep it silent. So there could be a little tribe, little tribe. And the only other problem, of course, is why wasn't it brought up in Korra? And I guess because they wanted to multiply, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be a question. Why not brought up in Korra?
We didn't bring it up in Korra because Korra just never traveled to their city, or they wanted to remain silent and populate in peace. Okay, I'm okay with this 30-year-old airbender. Him being a villain, though, why? Why would you be a villain? Like, are you trying to kill the Fire Nation? Because that's kind of justified. That's the only motivation that this villain can have. I'm from the Air Nation. I see you linking up with Zuko. How could you? That's why I never joined you, eh? That's why I never came to the North Pole when you were in the Avatar states. There were other airbenders in the show. There were other airbender in the show. Battery, I watched the show, and there were no other airbenders during the Aang show. In season 3 of Korra, after harmonic conversion, airbenders started showing up. But it's not like they were native to... It's not like they... I don't know. I think they were earthbenders and firebenders and people from other tribes who just got airbending power. It actually was brought up in the comics. Hidden Jedi parallels. Yeah. Like after Order 66 and like back to Obi-Wan Kenobi on that show. Remember when he was like, Qui-Gon was here? Not Qui-Gon, fucking Quinlan Vos was here. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Actually, Momo and Appa are technically airbenders, got you.
They are.
You got me.
Appa is. You can do some bending.
I've gotten got.
This, he also reveals a key line from the synopsis, quote unquote, a dangerous power forged by a mythical avatar. And this is referring to the staff. So this movie is not only introducing a new airbending villain, a new temple, but also a mythical weapon created by a past avatar. This is totally new for the franchise. The Avatar Bible itself already stated that magic doesn't exist in the Avatar world. Everything ties back to bending. You guys remember that iconic line in episode 1 where Sokka's like, stop playing with your magic water, and Katara's like, it's not magic, it's water bending. So how are they going to explain this mythical weapon? And honestly, I have no idea. A lot of fans are already trying to call it lore breaking, just like they did with the airbending villain, but here's my take. After watching Airspeed Prime's video, great video, you should watch it by the way, I find myself agreeing with what he said a lot. Instead of calling it lore breaking, because we don't even know the full context yet, think of it as a lore expansion.
I don't care about that. If they have a new staff, just say it was from the spirit world. Boom. We already kind of have magic in the world. I'm good. Does the staff that's magical bother you?
No. No, it doesn't. I mean, especially if they make it fit into the world of the Avatar. That does not bother me at all. I remain very excited and curious for this entire movie that was announced 7 years ago. So I'm very excited.
It is exciting to know that there's going to be an airbending staff that soups up a guy, makes him worthy of fighting the Avatar, I guess. Totally. Somehow another airbender survived. Harry Potter meets Avatar ass show. I can't believe this. Well, just because he said the word magic, it doesn't mean that. Come on, Battery. Oh, look, excitement levels are high for this. This movie is more... What am I more excited than for this movie next year? I think I care more about this than Doomsday, because it's not like there's gonna be T'Challa in Doomsday, and I don't care how they... It's gonna be a task of how they get all the Avengers together and stuff. I care about this more than Mandalorian and Grogu. What else? Everything, bro. Children of Blood and Bone, maybe that comes first, but that's in 27. Nope. 2026, this is the highest profile movie. Vin Diesel's not getting a Fast and Furious movie. There's no Transformers or Ninja Turtles that I care about. Supergirl? Nah. Avatar Legend of Aang.
I'm excited for it, but it ain't no Avengers. So I'm definitely still more excited for Doomsday, but I'm very excited for Avatar.
That's the stream for you. The Boys season 5. No one cares about The Boys. I don't care about them. Not more than Avatar.
No, not more than Avatar. But I care about The Boys.
Any last minute any story pop up while we were streaming?
Nah. Nope.
Well, we will be back for the afternoon woke up again, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Oklahoma time, and that should be that.
Yeah, no, I don't see anything else. Nope. Vine might be coming back. According to Elon Musk, he's buying it. He's going to buy it to compete with TikTok.
Twitter owns it, don't they?
He owns Twitter. Or X, or whatever the fuck he calls it.
When the first Vines that go popular are going to be The ones from like the past stars of Vine. Do it for the Vine. I ain't gonna do it. They're gonna get her. Except now she's like in college.
I don't think you can bring Vine back personally, but we'll see.
You'd have to change it. It can't be 6 seconds anymore. You'd have to change it.
Nah, well, he says I'm assuming that's what he would do because it says he's doing it to compete with TikTok and Instagram Reels. So if I'm competing with Instagram Reels, some of those Reels are 5 minutes. Depends. So yeah, but we'll
And
see.
whatever you do, Instagram will copy you. They took Snapchat stories. Whatever they do, like you can hold. You know, you can hold on YouTube, and then it'll go 2 times speed. Now you can do that on your Instagram.
Yeah, you can do that on TikTok too. Snapchat though is about to hit the crapper. Not that they already didn't hit the crapper. I only have Snapchat now for the memories, and I only use Snapchat literally for memories. Like I'll take a video picture, save it to my memories. That's about it. It's rare that if I post on my Snapchat story. However, Snapchat is changing big time. They are so all your memories that are. I want to make sure I'm saying this right. All your current Snapchat memories. So if you have a Snapchat and you have memories in there out the ass, like I do, I think your current memories are safe. I think. Unless they said that if it's over 5 gigs, I think they're well, not I think they're gonna start charging you for it. So if it's over 5 gigs of video or memory that you want to save, or I think is currently saved is over 5 gigs, I think the currently saved ones you have to pay for, but don't quote me on that. The currently saved ones might be safe and they might not be safe.
I understand that. I'm not mad at that. Just how much are you going to charge me? Because if a memory is important enough to people, they'll pay the extra $3.
I think that's ass. I mean, I get that, like everything, things, start costing eventually, but that's one of the only good things Snapchat still had going was the fact that, I can go back to 2015 and look at a memory on my Snapchat. I don't want to pay to access my memories. What? I mean, I get you're storing them for me. Thanks. But I don't want to pay you to be like, what a nice trip down memory lane. Pay you for some of my experiences.
Yeah, just re-download the video, whatever it is, because the videos are the one taking the most amount of space, and you're fine if you're just a picture guy. Battery says that Elon wants a version of TikTok. Sounds like, and then he says that was really inappropriate, Darius. And I don't know what you said that was inappropriate.
Oh, I have no idea.
Memories? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Chicago Wednesdays is my ish.
Chicago Wednesdays.
Is it a TV show called Chicago that airs on Wednesday?
Not sure. Not sure.
Oh, maybe RW Chi-Town said something, and Wednesday on Netflix is his ish. I don't know. Well, Right Sound Studios, you're still banned.
I don't know why. You're not even popping up, so it's
Yeah,
not.
I see the 3. Never mind. Never mind. Forget it. Let's go. Thank you for coming here. Shout out to the world and recast T'Challa.
I didn't say I have lots of images of the ass in my Snapchat. I said I have lots of memories out the ass in my Snapchat. Meaning I have shit tons of memories in my Snapchat. I'm not. That's my Snapchat. I'm not a nudes person, so that's not my thing. If it ain't real, keep it. All right, that was the show today. We are back here tomorrow for the afternoon report, where hopefully we should have some good topics. As it stands right now, nothing else is picked up. But we'll see you guys tomorrow. Like, subscribe, share with your friends if you like what you've seen. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for being a
Thank you for being a friend. Oh, yeah. Travel down the road and back again. Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl. Oh, yeah. This is my part right here. Ooh, if I did the biggest gift, the biggest. Thank you for being my friend. Hallelujah.